Welcome to the Waiver Wire. Waiver Wire.
Waiver Wire.
Waiver Wire.
Waiver Wire.
Waiver.
What up? Welcome to the Waiver Wire, where fantasy players become fantasy legends.
What's up, y'all?
Woo! Dannon is back in the building.
Yeah.
We are rocking some swag. We have got some nice new merch, right? Look at that. Yeah. Fuck yeah. What's your girl's name?
It's my homegirl, Kayla. Yeah,
Your homegirl, Kayla. Thank you so much for this.
Yeah,
Fucking
thanks, Kayla.
Amazing.
I like the. It's like I was like, is the unicorn on the thing vomiting?
Yeah.
Nope. No,
No.
just this one. It's
No,
amazing.
yeah, on the shirt though, that's amazing. That's
Yeah,
amazing. So
thank you.
she made
Yep.
these and they're awesome. I will keep it forever. It is an awesome shirt. But yeah, we are back in the studio. Dannon has not been here since we got to sell. Oh, damn it. Oh man, you know what? Because YouTube said I can do just a little bit of it. They said I can't do a
Josh
lot
got
of
in
it.
trouble.
The algorithm called me and was like, "Hey, bro, watch your shit. You're playing songs that you're not supposed to."
That ain't your
but
song.
They said only a little bit. So, but. Oh, I pulled to the perfect moment.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
hell yeah. Houston Astros, we're going to do it again. We're going to talk about it again. I fucking rubbed it in your face last week, and we're here to do it again, you fucking losers. You wouldn't get it. You don't know the championship lifestyle the way that we do. But yeah, Houston Astros winning the
Yep.
World Series. We're still riding that high. Jeremy Pena's doing his tour around Houston now. He was at the Rockets game, and he's
is he?
looking sexy. No homo, but god damn. You seen this?
I bet he doesn't have problems getting
You
laid.
seen this fucking guy? Jesus
I haven't
Christ.
seen him in person, but I can only imagine.
No, I haven't seen him in person either, but this guy's a good-looking cat. On his Instagram, he's got his shirt off and shit. And, I masturbated at least twice to it. But that's just out of respect for him being the MVP and being a great baseball player. It had nothing to do with sexual anything. It was just for respect of the game. And then the last 6 times that I beat off to him was just because that's a beautiful fucking man. But goddamn, Jeremy Pena. I can't say enough about Jeremy Pena. As I think I've said as much as you can. I think
what else?
I don't think there is anything else to say. But he was
man.
amazing.
I don't think I've cried
Dude,
on the
that
show
bomb
in a while.
That Jordan bomb.
Oh yeah. You know what's fucked up is I didn't get to watch that game. I watched
know, me
almost
too.
all of the games, and I didn't get to see that game.
Me too.
And we were busy and
Me
shit.
too.
Yeah.
Me too. And you know what? I had an 8:30 party. I had an 8:30 private party. So I was like, oh,
dude, I was
man.
like, my table was like watching, like I knew it was going on, but I was like, at one point I was like, something. They're like, yeah, it's 2 outs, and I didn't think nothing of it, and then I hear this, woo! I was like, what happened?
No,
we fucking won! Like Jesus Christ! I literally it was so
no.
The last time I was standing there staring at the TV.
I'm trying to think about how terrible I can be here. I don't want to give away too much, but I was in a room full of people that were like, "What kind of fresh juice do you have?" And so they didn't even know what was going on. They could have cared less about the about the game. They didn't even know that a game was going on. So I'm in the room doing all this crazy thing, and I hear the roar from outside of the room. I hear. I'm like, oh my god, what happened? And so I didn't get to see it in the moment, but I came out and got to. Bro, he hit it above the grass. He hit it above the little square where the fucking 450
the
dead
batter's
center.
view. Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god. He's also been, he had that amazing Seattle, but then the Yankees was really, really tough in the World Series. He's been hit or miss. He's been okay, but he hadn't done much for us. He hadn't done that. He won the World Series for us. It was incredible.
Yeah, it was fucking badass. Congratulations.
So,
good job, boys.
I'm living in an MLB The Show world where I want to switch Justin Verlander for Jacob deGrom. Is that possible? Could we do that? I have heard.
Well, they're both free agents.
I know. Ken Rosenthal. I don't know how to fucking say your name. But he has reported.
I don't know why you're so fucking funny today.
the
I can't stop laughing.
The Astros are the front runners for Anthony Rizzo.
Oh.
Let's fucking go. Let's go
shit.
back to back, baby. Let's go. Dude, Anthony Rizzo was the best hitter on that Yankees team at the end of the year.
Another left-handed bat in there
Yeah.
too. You could go righty lefty,
Woo!
righty lefty, righty fucking lefty.
Let's
and
go
shit.
back to fucking back. And listen, I love Yuli, and maybe Yuli will resign for like a cheap deal just because he wants to stay with us, and he could DH. He could, he could do
why
other
would you-
things.
yeah.
He could beat. Anthony Rizzo does have a history of injuries.
He's definitely a guy we want on his team. On our
hell
team,
yeah.
but I just don't. If I was Yuli, especially if they signed Rizzo, I think I'd want to play. You know,
Do you want to play? Because here's your option.
depends. He is
Here's
older.
your options
He's
if you're
older.
Yuli. You go get paid by the Marlins, and they suck, and you don't go anywhere. You do what Carlos Correa just did. Go get paid, play for a team that doesn't win, and it's not
not as
there in the
fun.
playoffs, and it's not in the World Series. And then, is that as much fun?
I don't know.
Is that? I mean,
I guess
I don't
it's
know what
different
matters
to
to him.
them,
I don't
yeah.
know what matters to him. I don't know
Right.
because.
maybe he wants to go,
knows-
what if he goes plays with his brother or something in Toronto? Wouldn't that be
And
cool?
Toronto has a good team, and I could see that. But
Do they need a first baseman?
But he's not stupid. He look at this team.
I know.
We just re-signed Montero. The only people that we might lose are Trey Mancini, Christian Vasquez, Justin Verlander, and who was the other one? And Yuli. All the rest of this team, Kyle Tucker,
Really?
Jordan Alvarez,
Everyone else is coming back.
Everyone else is coming back.
bullpen?
The whole bullpen.
No
the whole
shit.
They had that bullpen locked up anyways.
Oh,
they had
yeah.
Stanek locked up. They had Ryan Presley signed to an extension. They've built for the future. Brian Abreu. All these
Yeah.
guys were on deals that were going to bring them to us.
and we don't want Verlander back.
Fromber,
We don't need
Christian
Verlander back. We
Javier,
don't need fucking Vasquez
Jose
back.
Urquidy. All these guys are signed. We have Hunter Brown as a rookie who looked great. Who's throwing 92-mile-an-hour sliders. Are you telling me that? I mean, that's why Anthony Rizzo's got interest in this team.
Yeah, he
He's
wants to
not
win.
stupid.
He wants to
He just
fucking
looked
win.
across at the team that just skunked him in the fucking playoffs and was like, "Damn, I'm
Like they need a first
I'm
baseman.
down with that, yeah.
Yeah.
And the only reason that I'm okay with that is because he is a good defensive first baseman. You lose Yuli, but I mean, we basically kind of upgrade in
It
a
would
way.
be an upgrade, especially
I mean,
well, if you're basing
Yuli-
on this last season.
Yeah, but not the World Series. Yuli was big for us in the World Series.
Yeah, but Rizzo was very good in
It's
the
true.
playoffs
It's
too.
true.
So
And that's why I say I have this weird hope that this
and
Cuban,
Rizzo was good on the Cubs in the playoffs
You-
too. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
Rizzo's
he's a
great.
solid
Rizzo's
player.
great.
He's an
And-
asshole, but
yeah, he's an asshole, but hey, fucking, I don't give a fuck. Like, you if you want to come win, let's win. So yeah,
I'm an asshole too.
very exciting stuff for the Astros. We are definitely hilarious that you gave the Dodgers the favorite already for next year. That tickles me. That tickles me.
I don't know why they want. Would you want Kershaw?
They re-signed him.
I know, but what? But would you?
I mean, no, he's done in my
I
opinion.
think he's done too. It's
In my opinion,
weird.
he's done. He proved it in these playoffs. He's not what he used to be, and I think Justin Verlander might be done too.
I don't want him
I
back
think we might be
either.
at the end of that, and I think we might be at the end of a lot of these older. I think some of these pitchers like
so we go
Scherzer
out. We go out and get fucking Anthony Rizzo and Jacob DeGrom. And fucking run that shit back.
Oh, we run that shit. We might go undefeated if we get Jacob DeGrom. If we get Jacob DeGrom,
Well, Jacob DeGrom needs to stay fucking healthy.
that's true. But he's, to me, that he has some of the nastiest stuff.
Yes.
His slider is just unbelievable, and guys have a really hard time with it. And like we've been talking about, you add him to this group of Fromber, Christian Javier, Jose Urquidy, Luis Garcia, guys that have played really, really well. Also, we forget. Luis Garcia and Fromber, they're young. They're like 26 years old. They're only going to get better.
No, Garcia's younger than that.
Yeah, that's true. Fromber's a year older than him. You're right. Yeah, but and they're just going to get better. Those guys are just going to get. Fromber's going to get better. Can you imagine that? Oh man, fucking Houston Astros, baby.
Yeah, it's hard to not talk about him.
Oh yes. Fucking bitches. Yeah, so the other thing that me and my wife are way behind on that I just wanted to touch on, he was like, oh no, don't say anything about Yellowstone. I haven't watched the new one. And I was like, wait, the new season? And so me and my wife are way behind. We are season 3 right now. So let me say what just happened. So Last night, what happened last night? Man, fuck, marijuana stuff.
Cannabis-induced amnesia.
Kevin Costner has stepped down as the livestock commissioner, and he has given that to Jamie to kind of keep power in the family, but also to get back Jamie and his, because Jamie betrayed him and did that whole thing where he like told the reporter a bunch of shit and then he killed the reporter. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
The news that news lady was going to do a thing about Kevin Costner, and it was when there was beefing. It was when Jamie and them were beefing. But man, the show. I'll say this: the first season was a little slow. It didn't really get going for us. We were watching it, but we weren't really invested in it. But now things have got going. I mean, the fucking scene where Beth gets the shit beat out of her and is about to get raped. And she's like, oh, yeah, pull that little fucking thing out. I bet you can't even get hard if a girl's not scared of you. But then Rip...
Rip came in and killed him, right? Okay, yeah.
Oh, man, Rip comes in swanging. He probably could have been... I'm just going to say this. He probably could have been a little more stealth. He threw a chair through
the window,
glass.
Or the glass.
Yeah, he threw a chair through the glass, gets shot because of it, but then blows right through that and kills the both of them.
Well, that's kind of his way, anyway.
I like it. I'm growing on Rip. I like the whole.
He's my favorite character in that.
Yeah, and people have been saying, "Oh, you're gonna love Rip Wheeler. You're gonna love Rip Wheeler." And up until that point, that was the first bit of violence that we saw. That was like, whoa! Like we saw him.
He's just always the enforcer. It's funny. He's like, if you're gonna fight,
you're gonna fight me. Yeah, and like that whole thing happens, and you see the fight between him and Casey. Even though he kind of gives it to, like, he loses on purpose so that Casey can take over.
Right.
But it's not. I like Casey too. That's actually my sneaky favorite character in the show is Casey, because he's like this.
Beth might be my favorite.
Beth's pretty amazing.
And she's fucking hot, bro.
Yeah, Beth is awesome, and the Beth Rip relationship is awesome too. That is a really cool. They show you from such a young age these two have been linked, and to see the way that they are now that's a really cool one. But yeah. I'm behind. I'm sure that there are spoilers that you have.
That's why I'm not saying anything because I can't remember the timeline. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up.
We'll catch up. We've been watching it more frequently. I actually didn't even really watch Chargers San Francisco on Sunday night because we were watching all of Yellowstone,
which was a great game, by the way.
Yeah, it looks like I missed a good one. So, but yeah, let's get to some football.
First down.
Oh, the Tom Brady hour.
Back to positivity.
Oh yeah,
he just had to get rid of that bitch.
Spicy. Yeah, maybe. He does seem happy, right?
Yeah, all of a sudden, yeah.
Tom smile. He's smiling. He's hanging out with some weird thing.
He was depressed for a few months.
Bayern Munich or something like that. Whatever the fuck
that is. They were in Munich.
Yeah, whatever.
They were in the Allianz Arena.
What's Bayern Barunes? Is that the German team?
They were in Bayern Munich Stadium.
I thought it started with an F. I saw
Bayern.
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Well, it's
the team. I don't know. I saw him hanging out with some soccer fucking team or something. But
they're only the best team in Germany. They're like 9-time champions.
You know what I figured out? You know what I figured out about soccer? Why soccer's bad? There's too many.
Please tell me.
There's too many teams.
Bro, soccer.
There's too many leagues.
If you really got into it,
there's too many leagues.
Could see, but it's.
Am I wrong about what I'm saying?
It's beautiful,
but the
way they have it set up.
But the fact
it's so organized.
The Premier League is
all of it. It's
every
fucking league in Europe is like linked, and they play each other.
This is what's hilarious.
See, here's the thing about soccer. And why you don't like these teams dominating is the reason that they dominate their own leagues all the time is because they're building teams because their goal is not to win their fucking league. Their goal is to win the Champions League. That's the goal. That's the main goal.
Why wouldn't
that
you
is
just
like winning the ultimate prize?
Why wouldn't you just do the Champions League all the time?
Because a Champions League is a year-long tournament throughout the season where the top teams in Europe from the year before play a big fucking tournament to determine who's the best team that year.
So why would you not? My question, and how often do those top teams change? The
not
champions.
as much.
Okay,
so they
why
did
wouldn't you?
because they proposed that. They did. You didn't hear about the Super League?
I don't.
Yeah, so it was like
if I see soccer, I black out.
So they
turn my
proposed the
brain off.
Super League. So it's also a bunch of fucking politics because all the teams that were like that said yes to the Super League got like fucking shunned and shit.
Listen, if we had a league of NFL teams and San Antonio had a team and Houston had a team and Austin had a team and Dallas had a team and we played a big Texas tournament and then we saw who was the best team out of that and we sent the best of Texas to go fight for the America Championship, it would all be so stupid. My point is that the reason why the NFL is the best sport in the league is because there is only one. And you can go to the Canadian Football League. I don't even know if that's still a thing. XFL is going to be a thing now, but nobody watches that shit. The only one that matters, and that's why they become world famous. That's why he's Tom Brady. Now, the Cristiano Ronaldo and all them, I would argue that it would be better to see him against the best of the best all the time instead of beating up on these fucking sorry ass teams that he plays all throughout the year. Instead of having too many, and that's a problem. There's so many average soccer players that I'm supposed to give a fuck about, and there's only a few that are really good. But if you make it to the really, really good premier, you're going to be in the championship, blah, 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 then why not just have all of them play each other all the time? That's what the NFL is. It's the best of the best all the time. You don't make it to the NFL if you're not really, 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 really good. And I just, that's the problem with soccer.
You don't make it to the Premier League unless you're really, 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 really good. You don't make it to La Liga unless you're really, 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 really good. You don't make it
Bundesliga, and
you just don't. Those are the top fucking leagues.
So why would the top of the
because there's you said
inside
it.
of
There's
each one of
so
those,
many.
Inside of each one of those,
let me break. This is what it would be. And so what you don't realize is that these are all top athletes. Okay, so this is what it's just to be the equivalent. Okay,
I watched the Wrexham thing.
Listen. If there was enough talent in the NFL to have 120 teams,
there is.
No, there's not.
There is.
No, because when the
is.
fucking good players go down, the teams fucking suck. Because the guys backing them up aren't the fucking best.
But they're playing the best. They're still playing the best. They're not walking into a lower.
Then why don't we have more teams?
Because
See, the reason
it wouldn't
why
be as a coveted thing. It wouldn't be, because if you watered it down and you have more teams, it doesn't make each game so good.
Right. But if you added, so let's say, it's because it will end up being that way, right? They want to keep expanding. You're telling me the NFL doesn't want 60 fucking teams? Why the fuck not?
No, they're not going to get that.
Why?
Well, because, first of all, money to build
more money.
But
you're growing it. Why do you think they're going?
Soccer leagues,
why the fuck do you think they're going to London and fucking Germany?
There's soccer leagues where they are not spending a lot of money on these fucking teams. Like this Wrexham team that fucking Ryan Reynolds and I watched that whole documentary. That was a sorry ass.
Right, but here's the thing: it provides entertainment to the lower, like the smaller fucking cities.
Well,
the other cool thing is that if you get a fucking bunch of fucking money and put it into that team, you can go from the lower levels to the fucking highest level.
Which is what the Wrexham is trying to do, but
that's cool as shit.
Okay, in the NFL,
let's say,
in the NFL, the Green Bay Packers, who are owned by the city of Green Bay, I guess, and they have no money to invest in. Look at what they are now. They've been lucky for a long time.
So let's say let's say we had some lower leagues, right? And there was a team in San Antonio that started putting money into their team. And they started getting good. And then they win the second tier league. And they get relegated up into the fucking NFL. And Green Bay goes down because they fucking didn't spend the money.
You're talking about building an infrastructure that the NFL just goes, you know what? We have so many injuries and so much times that we have to pull from our practice squad. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep putting out product that's as good.
So let me break it down for you.
Than a Bundesliga low-level game. That's my point.
But listen. So listen. Let's go back to the regular scenario.
We talked about soccer way too much.
I know, and this is why I let you do it.
Dare you?
So 120 teams, right? But now there's 6 leagues of 20 teams, right? And the NFL, the top one's only 20, which means you actually have more of the top talent in the fucking top league. And then the bottom 2 teams every fucking year go down the league and the top 2 teams move up. And that keeps the fucking teams honest. That means if you want to stay up here, you have to spend the money. You have to develop the players.
If they did that, what you would end up with, which I'm assuming is what happens in soccer a lot too, is that you're going to end up with I don't know the teams' names, but I know this exists in soccer, where there are teams that have all the money, Manchester, whatever, blah 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 blah.
They're the biggest one.
They have the most money, and so they stockpile really really good players, and they win a lot. Okay, that's what you would get in the NFL. You would just get the Dallas Cowboys that would eventually go, okay, so now if, let's say each team...
There wouldn't be as much
If each
parity.
team can only have 10 good players because now we're watering it down and we have to send good players to all these other teams, then you see what I'm saying?
I'm not suggesting necessarily that they change
You know what
the
I'm saying,
NFL.
right?
I'm just saying that it's beautiful and it's a cool... I mean, the structure of it's amazing.
It is cool that
And
you're...
you also... So think of how many fucking professional soccer players there are.
And I'll say this. I think they don't have college football. And so...
And they love that shit.
And college
Like, they
football
love
is
that
what you're
shit.
talking about. It is a small market. It is
Essentially,
something where,
right.
like you can if
It
you
would
have
be
a-
like... It would be exactly
it's
like
college.
that.
It's college football, and that's fine. And I think there's a place for that. And I don't judge people that I'm not into college football because my mentality is I can't keep relearning this shit, and it just changes all the time. College sports is a constant repetition of like you're just cycling in new names and new kids, and you have to relearn this new team. Like watching college basketball, it's exhausting. There's no way for me to keep up with these people that go one and done. Like you're like, oh, he's a great player. Oh, he went to the NBA. Okay, well, why the fuck did I even why did I download any of that information? I'll just wait till he becomes pro, and then I'll learn
and
it.
also
That's
the
my mindset
program
about
is
college
is
sports,
much
but-
better than fucking college.
Well, and that's the thing is like I'm not doubting that there is a place for what you're talking about.
I'm
That
not disagreeing with you either.
In the huge Europe and Africa and all these other countries in the world that play soccer, it makes sense that you would go, look, for the money side of things, we can get money from all of this at all. Like if you're a Bundesliga, you're like, fuck it, why not? Let's open up more teams. I get it. The NFL, I think that's one of the amazing things about them is that by it being such a premier, the NBA too. I'm sure there are.
You're not wrong.
There's Drew League and shit like that,
Right.
but the best of the best
The reason
are
why
playing in
it
the
is
NBA.
what it is because
Right.
there's only one. You're
And that's
right.
why the money is there
But
too.
my point
If
is
you become
it is
LeBron-
beautiful, and in order. But see, here's the thing: is that it's only an American sport. That's why
It's not-
You
it's
can't-
not, though.
But yes,
It's not, though.
Well, okay, because if we go play soccer in any other country, the rules are the exact fucking same. You're playing the same fucking
And
game.
my argument
if we
always
go
has
to
been-
Canada and play football, the rules are fucking different. If we go to Australia and play fucking football, the rules are fucking different. It's a different fucking game.
But the athletes that we have that have grown up playing the NFL,
Right.
they would kill them at every. It doesn't
But
matter what rules you played them
It doesn't mean
in.
that there aren't other fucking elite athletes that are
No.
now playing soccer. That if we got half of them to play our sport, that you would have a fucking big influx in the talent playing your favorite sport. Right?
I guess.
I mean, imagine. So let's and maybe not set it up like soccer, but let's say we do finally, because they used to have a Euro League, right? They just don't give a shit about it. So let's
football?
say, yeah, there was a Euro football
no
league.
idea.
Yeah,
Really?
'cause, yeah, there was.
with European people.
No, I mean mostly it was
Americans went over
American
there to
people
play there?
playing over there.
shocking.
But that's the thing, because you have to. They're trying to grow the sport, not necessarily the league, right? So now let's say we can get the exact same fucking game in Europe, and it becomes popular, and kids start playing the exact same fucking game, right? And we set up a league.
My
and
only
it's
pushback on
European
this-
people playing, and then they get good enough to where you do have a game where our Super Bowl champion plays their fucking Super Bowl champ. Maybe just for,
Maybe.
fun.
I'd walk down that road with you.
but we're talking about 200 fucking years from now.
Yeah, it's going to take a long time. My only pushback is, and it's me being a homer, it's me being an American, There are big motherfuckers. There's no doubt that there are outliers, and there are big motherfuckers all around this world. But there is something about an Alabama-grown black boy that has just grown up.
I don't disagree with you.
Collard greens.
I mean, go watch some fucking rugby. You tell me those motherfuckers couldn't fucking play.
Those guys come and they audition for the NFL every year.
Yes, but
every year those rugby guys
started off playing football.
Maybe, but I would argue that my problem with rugby.
You're saying they did play football and they weren't good enough and they went and played rugby?
There are guys that come from rugby that try their hardest that
right,
are
but
playing
if
a
those
violent
guys
sport already.
Played football instead of rugby.
If they grew up here.
Yes.
That's my point.
But if they had the same game, that's what I'm saying. You're growing the sport for the sake of growing the sport.
While they eat things that maybe that we as American process
our
food.
diet's fucking shit, bro.
And that
I think our country's trying to kill us, man.
And look what we create. Look what we created. That shitty diet somehow went into Aaron Donald one point whenever he was a child. And we made a fucking mutant. And maybe that's what they were doing. Maybe that's what the scientists want. And the pesticides, they wanted to create some Aaron Donalds. And they fucking succeeded. There's a John Jones out there that would go, hey, bro, I don't know what I ate as a child. I had one too many Pop-Tarts, and now I'm a fucking freak.
If you want to bring up fighting, that is a worldwide sport, and we don't dominate that.
I'm not saying fighting. It's
only football, and
I'm
only
consistent.
sport, and it's only played here.
The best athletes in this world are NFL players. The best athletes that I've ever seen in my life are NFL players, and it's because they have strapped a helmet on, they have put shoulder pads on, and they are running around as fast as they can with no care for their safety. It is the difference between soccer and rugby because these guys don't have any pads on, so there's a little bit of I have to be safe. It's not so much that they're not doing violent things because both sports there is violence in both of them, but in the NFL, oh my God. To see some of the things that happen, look at what happened to fucking Alex Smith's leg. Just because J.J. Watt had no care for him or Alex Smith, he grabbed him and like a bear just rolled up. Now, this is a wild scenario. I'm bringing up a wild. There's plenty of violent things that happen in the NFL that I could bring up.
You're just suggesting that other people in the world can't do the same fucking thing.
I'm saying not like Americans. Not like Americans.
We gotta get off.
We gotta go on.
We just spent fucking 15 minutes.
That's your fault.
On soccer.
That's your fault. That's your fault.
No, you brought that shit up.
Well, it was all about Tom, and Tom went over to Germany.
That's right. It was.
Tom went over to Germany.
How the fuck did we get on that rant?
But yeah, Tom Brady. We'll bring him back here he played in Germany this week, which brought up this whole fucking soccer nonsense.
That's like the first real debate we've ever had on this thing, though.
Yeah, right.
We had to keep going.
Usually we just laugh and agree.
Yeah.
But fuck soccer forever. And this fucking World Cup's about to show up, and everyone's going to pretend like they give a shit.
Awesome.
Or there's going to be a month of people going, oh, God, is it still 0-0? God damn it. But let's talk about the best sport in the world, the NFL. So Tom Brady got back on his winning ways, and I've said it. This is the start of the amazing run. Everyone count him out. Everyone say, "Oh, there's no way this year he doesn't look like the same guy. His divorce must be affecting his play." Say all the things that you want to say, and I know my man's gonna sit in a dark room like me, looking at a picture of Jeremy Pena, but it's gonna be looking at film. That's what Tom jerks off to. He's going to sit in a dark room. He doesn't have anybody to jerk him off anymore. And you know what? I think he's perfectly happy with it. I doubt it. I'm sure there's pussy that's lined up. But, Tom looked really good, actually. They moved the ball a lot better. They actually ran the ball with Rashad White instead of Leonard Fournette. I think Leonard Fournette got banged up,
He got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt.
He had a hip
came out of
pointer.
the game, yeah.
But I've also, Adam Schefter says that he's been saying it all season that Rachaad White's going to take that job.
Well, and he looked really good. He rushed for over 100 yards. It was a good outing by Rachaad White.
Fresh legs.
If he's out there in your waiver wire, definitely go.
Yep, he's definitely one to get this week. But I
Uh,
also say Tampa Bay's defense finally fucking played well.
Yes,
I mean,
that was the big
Jesus
thing.
fucking Christ.
They kind of slowed Kenneth Walker down.
Yeah.
They made Geno beat him, and Geno kind of struggled in late in that game.
Yep.
The Buccaneers. I'm telling you, in the NFC, you look at the NFC.
Well, they're gonna win that division.
You're gonna write him off. He's gonna get a home playoff game. He's the number 4 seed. He's
Yeah.
gonna get a home playoff game.
And if his receivers can stay healthy,
Let's play it out right now. Let's just quickly jump ahead here to the NFC playoffs. So they are the number 4 seed, which means they would play the number 5 seed. They would play the New York Giants in the first
I'm
round
about
at
to pull
home.
my fucking sunglasses down to see the Anyways,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Yeah, what was it?
The Giants at Tampa Bay would be your first round. They win that. They win that game. They can beat the Giants. I know the Giants have played really well, but they can beat the Giants. Okay, now they go on from there, and let's say that Seattle stays on or San Francisco takes that spot, and they're the number 3 seed, and so they win, and then so you're going to end up going. Well, no, actually, they would play the number 1 maybe after that. Possibly, depending on if a lower seed.
Right.
I'm just saying.
You think they can beat Philly?
I mean, you see last night. I think that
That's also a divisional game.
that was kind of an outlier.
Yeah.
This was a trap game. This was
Maybe
something
they overlooked
that
him a little bit.
Maybe overlooked him, but I'm not gonna count Tom Brady out. I'm not gonna
count him out either. That'd be fucking stupid.
He's gonna
based
string
on
together
what
some
we've
wins.
seen in the past. I
Yep.
mean, and it's not Tom. It's really. I mean, he hasn't played great, but again, he hasn't had healthy receivers.
Yeah.
His
They
line's not
dropped a lot
fucking
of
blocking
balls.
for him. And I think you brought this up a couple weeks ago. Is it's the interior line that's
Yeah.
not blocking for
And
him,
that's
and
the
so they're
worst
in
for
his
him.
fucking face.
That's the worst for him.
But that can be cleaned up.
Well,
with
they
practice and
are
time
going to
and-
get Ryan Jensen back. They're going to get their center back.
And an offensive line need to work as one fucking person. Like,
Yep.
and they all have to be on the same fucking page, and it takes time. And,
Yep.
and they
Look at Cincinnati. You know.
yes, and Cincinnati's a great because they revamped it, and so
Yep.
they have to learn how to fucking play together.
Yep. But Tampa Bay, Seattle. Man, we spent I think 3 minutes on that game, and we spent about 20 on fucking soccer.
That's the best.
Second down.
Oh man, game of the year, huh?
Holy
I don't know. People are saying game of the year, but I kind of think there was a lot of sloppiness at the end of this
they
game.
gave that shit
They
away.
gave that shit away.
And
Buffalo.
Josh Allen needs to fucking clean that shit, dude.
What was it? It was like
He's killing me.
27 to 10, 27 to. I think it was. I think at one point it was 27 to 10.
Well, Buffalo hasn't scored a second half touchdown in like 5
Really?
games or 3 games.
Wow.
I don't know.
Well, so we're talking about Minnesota at Buffalo. This was a crazy game. I haven't told the audience here. Dannon knows that there are 2 visitors in our house, but I had 2 more fucking dogs. It's 101 Dalmatians around here. It's fucking over.
I was wondering when you were going to talk
pretty
about
sure I
that.
got 7 dogs, but so I'm unloading groceries on Sunday. We always go to the grocery in the morning on Sunday. So I get home. I dropped my wife off at the gym, and then I was going to unload the groceries, do some stuff. I was going to go back, and we were going to go have lunch. Well, I get home, and these fucking dogs are they're all in my business. They're covered in mud. They're skinny. They're shivering. I can't say no. I've got a gooey middle of cum and processed food. And
You're all soft inside.
yeah, it's all cum. It's all cum. But God damn it, man. So, anyways, these 2 dogs screwed up my whole football watching. I really didn't get to watch a lot of football. I saw some of it, but I finally got to sit down towards about the second half of the beginning of the games, and this Minnesota Buffalo game became all of a sudden an incredible game. But my wife is like pressuring me because she wants us to walk our dogs, because our dogs are nervous now. We've got these other dogs in the house. They want to go on a walk. They want to get some of this energy out. So she's like, come on. You can. I should have just paused it,
Yeah.
but I'm like, just let come on.
I need some football.
Yeah, come on. Let me get some football in. So I finally give in when Kirk Cousins doesn't get the touchdown. So he He makes he goes for the quarterback.
That's where I stopped
He doesn't
watching
get it. And I'm like, all right, so I give in. I'm like, fuck it. Yeah, you're right. Here, we're like putting leashes on and shit. It's still going on the TV, but I'm like, this game's over now.
It's
like
over.
Buffalo's about to. They did have to get out of the end zone. That was the problem.
Right.
Because they were on the one, he couldn't kneel it, so they had to either do a running play or they had to get him somehow out of the end zone. But he just. He muffed the. That's on Josh Allen, honestly.
I know.
And you know, here's the thing.
Did you see his interceptions? He threw? I mean, come on, man.
I put Josh Allen on here. I should have put Josh Allen question mark because as good as he is, as talented as he is, he's had moments that just make me go, I don't know if you have it in the big moments.
I said this to somebody yesterday. I was like,
don't know.
I'm starting to question my Bills pick as my Super Bowl favorites. And I said, I think that Josh Allen has the butthole pucker effect.
Yeah.
He puckers.
And I mean, think about who he's going to have to play here. Kansas City.
Yeah, bro.
I think they beat
he's
him.
done it. I mean, like last year. Now,
Miami
he didn't
already
have the
beat him.
butthole pucker in the playoff game last year. They just didn't have the ball last, right?
Yeah.
But this year, it feels like maybe he's just pushing too hard.
But they had a great team last year, and in that Kansas City game, there was room for them to have done more.
Yeah.
They could have done more. They could have scored.
It does seem like I think they have probably the best talent, but I don't know that they have the ability to put it all together because they dominated this game, and it's kind of the same thing they did with Miami.
They let their foot off the pedal.
They let them off. They let them off, and like I said, I don't know how many games in a row, but they haven't scored a second half touchdown in several games.
You know, one of the things I always gave credit to Bill Belichick for was that one of the things that he was amazing at was that when he went up big, they just kept going.
That's how you have to play.
They never stopped.
Yes.
They always and people hated the Patriots for it. People would be like, "Oh,
but that's why you do
Why
it.
are they doing this?
Because
Leave him alone."
Your goal is to not just beat them, but
to
stomp
destroy
them
you.
into the ground.
Yes, you have
You're
to
not
stop
supposed to be.
me.
You're
Yes.
not even supposed to. No one should recognize who you are after I'm done with you.
Yeah.
Kind of mentality.
Yeah.
Like,
and listen, hats off to Minnesota, bro. The Justin Jefferson, my God, that Justin Jefferson catch.
But
Holy
the
shit,
DB
bro.
even said after the game, he's like, "What the fuck? I'm not a selfish player. Just knock that shit down."
Yeah.
It's 4th and 18. Just knock that shit down.
Well, listen.
But you can't. I mean, in the moment,
he was doing. I mean, what did he do wrong? He elevated. He had the ball.
He had the ball in his
pulling
hands,
it away from. But Justin Jefferson's just
one
more of a
hand.
man.
Oh my God.
And was like, sorry, that's mine.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
But-
it was an amazing
but
play.
here's
I'm with you. Just swat.
but not even that. You didn't watch the whole game.
Yeah. Then after that, I
you'd
lost
have to go look it up. But I mean, and my memory sucks. But Buffalo gave up 3rd down and like double digits, probably at least 6 times that I remember.
to Justin Jefferson because he had a fucking amazing
Probably
game.
most of them.
Yeah. Yeah. He had an
Most of 'em.
amazing
And
game.
I'm not saying that. I
listen,
mean, he's fucking amazing. Don't get me wrong.
As much as we talked about Buffalo, we shouldn't take away from the fact that Minnesota's a good team.
They're 8-1.
They're 8-1. You can't argue with it. They are gonna have a chance to be the number 1 seed. They're gonna be in that conversation because listen, their division is doo-doo. They're gonna keep beating up on Detroit and Chicago and Green Bay.
Green Bay's back too, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Shit.
Yeah, whatever.
Tampa's back. Green Bay's
Yeah,
back.
whatever. This is
Aaron Rodgers flexing.
this is a flash in the pan. This is a flash.
MVP.
Whatever.
Man.
But
Come on.
again, definitely game of the day. Definitely incredible game.
Yeah, so I have to say, so I did the same thing. I was driving to work watching because I'd been watching at the house, and then I was literally putting all my shit on to walk in, and they stopped him. And so I switched to the other game. I was like, it's over.
Yep.
And then I went in and like I was doing side work and shit. And I go to, they're like, I'm like, that game's still going? Someone's watching it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's
I had no
unbelievable.
idea.
Unbelievable.
It was
Crazy game.
3rd down.
All right, we're definitely. What week was this? This was week 10. So we're more than halfway through. It definitely feels like we're at that. Even just like from an outsider, like you feel like, all right, we're at that halfway point. We can decide the good teams from the bad teams. Houston, keep going for that number 1 pick,
Yeah.
baby. I don't see
I think
why.
you're
Why
gonna
win
get your
another
wish,
game?
yeah.
Why win another game? Why?
I
Why?
don't know that they can if they want to.
Well, yeah, that's a good point, but I'm saying, like, if you're the owner and you're the coaches, like, at this point, like, and also the Raiders are the next worst team. And they definitely are going to need a quarterback because Derek Carr is not it. He sucks. So, I mean,
we said that before the season.
I didn't. I made some lofty fucking statements about Vegas winning this division, but that was very wrong. And
also, we didn't know that Josh McDaniels is a fucking shitty
head coach. Yeah, he should probably be fired.
You know why and how we know that he is because. This is, first of all, isn't the first time we've seen it.
Yeah.
And a good fucking head coach can come in and change a team immediately.
Yep.
In football.
Yep.
As you can see in the Giants.
Yep.
And Jeff Saturday.
and the Giants.
That's what I said. As you see in the Giants.
Oh, I thought you said the Jets. Well, but I
said the Jets.
The Jets.
I said the Giants, but the Jets would be another one.
I thought you said the Jets, and the Jets are a good one too. The Jets, that coach has changed that.
Now
that
he
culture.
did. Last year they weren't great.
No,
and we're seeing
he's changing.
Right.
He's changing things.
So
let's talk about the playoffs a little bit. We'll just talk about. So right now, Kansas City at 7-2 is the best in the AFC. Miami at hush. One of you 7 dogs. Miami at 7-3, boy. And look at what happened to Buffalo. Buffalo's 0-2 in their division. So they've lost to the Jets and the Dolphins already.
Yep.
So, or not the Jets. They
did lose to the Jets.
Oh, they did. You're right. Yeah. And I mean,
I think Buffalo's lost 2 games in a row, right?
They're kind of up against it now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because listen, the Jets and the Dolphins are going to keep winning games.
I mean, if Tua keeps playing like that.
And the Jets have a good defense, so it's going to be tough.
I would imagine that it'll be the Jets that fall down.
Probably. You're probably right.
But I mean, in New England, ain't no fucking slouch either.
Exactly. They're at 5-4, and they're in the playoffs right now. So Kansas City's number 1.
No
Miami's
shit, that
number
whole
2.
fucking division?
Whole division's in there. Miami's number 2. Tennessee's winning their division right now, and that is you can go ahead and write your checkbook on
you can lock
that
that
Tennessee
one
is going to win. Although,
I mean,
who the fuck knows?
Jeff Saturday,
Matt Ryan
got some magic in India.
Also,
let's not get too hasty.
You weren't here last week, but I picked against. I was like, I'm done picking the Raiders. I will not pick the Raiders ever again. I don't care that Jeff Saturday is the coach, and I was fucking right. And I also said, I got half. I was 7 out of 4. What?
If you picked Indy, you lost that game.
What are you talking about?
The Raiders were getting 6 points. They only lost by 5.
They were favored. The Raiders
they were minus. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The
Raiders were
that's some
favored.
cannabis shit.
Yeah, the Raiders were favored 6 points.
I'm looking at it, but
which, going into a Sam Ellinger and all this Jeff Saturday stuff,
it was at Vegas.
Yeah, it was at Vegas. I kind of get why they thought that, but I was like, I'm not picking fucking Vegas ever again. I won't do it ever again. I had to pick the Denver Broncos this week. You think I'm happy about that? No, but I'm not going to pick the fucking... Josh McDaniels loves to lose games. Yeah, he has Devontae Adams on his team, and he loves to lose games. I don't know what to tell you. Their secondary is garbage. Did you see that Jonathan Taylor run? That dude did,
but I wasn't.
That dude just fucking the safety. But the safety, I don't know what the safety was doing. It was like he watched what was happening and just ran. It was like, that's right.
I guess I wasn't paying
My
attention.
hip should go that way.
I wasn't paying attention to the defense. I was just watching Jonathan Taylor run.
Chiefs 1, Miami 2, Tennessee. Go ahead and count that. Baltimore's winning that division right now. I still think Cincinnati's got a chance. I don't love Baltimore, but we'll see. Baltimore will probably make the playoffs. The Jets are at number 5. The Buffalo Bills fell to number 6 with that loss yesterday, and the New England Patriots are number 7. I don't know how they have the Patriots ahead of the Chargers because they're both 5-4. So is Cincinnati, but ESPN right now, when I looked up the playoffs, that's what they have. It must have to do with divisional play or something.
So Tennessee would have to play Buffalo if the playoffs started today.
Yep.
Poor Tennessee.
That'd be a tough game for Tennessee. And, New England at Miami would be a great game because that what's his name, Bill Belichick would draw up a really good defensive game for
and
Miami.
Miami's defense sucks.
They do, but they show moments of playing well. I mean,
they did get Bradley Chubb too.
Yeah, they
so
show
they could come
moments.
around.
They show moments, but you're right. They do suck. On that team compared to what the offense is doing, they suck. So, by the way, fuck you, Jeff Wilson. Fuck that Jeff Wilson trade. I don't.
And he comes in and
What's
gets
the problem here? Was Raheem not doing his job?
Apparently, his knee was sore,
God
and so they
damn it.
wanted to
Get another sore knee.
Well, they don't want him to have that many touches. Like
Listen.
the thing in the NFL now is like a lot of teams you don't want to give your running backs 25 to 30 touches.
I lost Cooper Cup this week.
Yeah, it's been a rough
Raheem
week for
Mostert
you.
has been now demoted.
But he even played. He played.
Yeah, he played.
Mostert, he had 18 points.
Oh, that's right. Actually, if I'd have started him, it would have been much better. If I'd have started him,
he was on your
I
bench.
took him out and I put Cordell Patterson in.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck! Fuck fantasy football. That's where the science should change. But yeah, that's the AFC. The Chargers and the Bengals. I definitely have the Bengals making it in. I'm with you. I think that the Jets could fall. I think that the Patriots could lose some games, and so I think some of this could definitely change. And I think the Bengals went just like they did last year. They're 5-4. I think they win some games coming up here. They get Pittsburgh this week.
Let's see how long Homeboy's out. That really seemed to affect
Jamar
them
Chase.
a lot.
Yeah, but I guess. But
I'm interested
they
to watch
stomped
that
Carolina
game this
out,
week.
and that was a good. When they beat Carolina like that, that made me go, okay, they still got it in them. They still have receivers, and they now realize that Joe Mixon might need to be used a little bit more, and they got this. So, but yeah, NFC. A lot of surprise here on the NFC. I think I could have somewhat drawn this up for you on the AFC side. I think these teams, we would have maybe, aside from the Jets, we would have all have agreed that this was going to be your playoff group. There's no fucking way that on the flip side that I told you that this would have been your top four, that Philly, Minnesota, Seattle, and then Tampa Bay. By the way, the Giants are going to be number 5 seed, and you're going to have teams like the Rams and the Packers not even in the playoffs. You'd have been like,
I mean, Philly was good last year. We kind of expected them to take a step forward, didn't we?
not this.
Not this.
No, not this.
But we thought they were a playoff team.
We thought Philly was, and we thought Minnesota could have been.
Minnesota
and
could
Tampa
win
Bay,
that
obviously.
week.
But Seattle, Giants,
definitely not. The Giants definitely not. But Tampa, Dallas, and San Fran. Maybe
I'm
not
just saying,
Dallas.
in that order, to say that would have been your top four, that Seattle would have been
right.
in your
Oh,
top
yeah,
four.
you're right.
Impressive.
San Francisco's going to win that division, I think.
I think so. However,
They're playing much better.
Seattle had a tough week this week in Germany, but I still like Seattle. I think they're scrappy and well coached.
I think that, they're still going to. I think they'll make the playoffs. I would imagine that those two will flip.
They have a bye week now. So does Tampa Bay. So they get to kind of heal up. I'm going to agree with you there. I think San Francisco wins the division though, and but the Giants.
I don't see
The
any
Giants
of
are
those
going to make
teams
the
not
playoffs,
making it. Yeah,
and the Dallas is going to make the playoffs. So that really doesn't leave you a lot of. And I think Seattle and San Francisco make the playoffs. So I still think.
I think that those
Green Bay's
7
out.
teams are going to be. Yeah.
I think Washington. There's no way. I mean, Washington's 5-5, and it's weird that they're even that. I don't even know honestly how they did that, but I don't see them.
Yeah, I don't see
enough.
those 7 changing.
No, yeah.
I think the AFC could change.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think Cincinnati will get in. I don't believe in the fucking Chargers though.
No, I don't believe in the Chargers. I don't really believe in the Giants. That was the only one I was going to say. I think there is something about the Giants that seems like we've been kind of...
Yeah, but their record is so good right now.
It's true.
I mean,
and look at their schedule. I mean, they played Detroit this week. So
because they didn't. They had a shitty. They had a
they had
last
bad
place
year.
team fucking schedule.
So they got a good schedule. So, but yeah, we're definitely about halfway through. Fantasy football wise, we're coming down to the end here. Coming down to the wire. What a time to lose Cooper Cup!
Oh man, that's rough. That's rough.
4th down.
So my bookie called and they were like, "Hey, that was much better." I got 5. I got 5 last week, and I got 7 this week. We started off with a real snoozer of a Thursday night game.
Kind of to see that one. Coming, right?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta think Jeff Bezos is like, "What the fuck, bro? Like, is this the best that I could get? Y'all can't give me some better games." He's had some real shitty games on these Thursday night games. But Atlanta at
That was
Carolina.
probably the deal.
Yeah.
You can have this
You
game,
can have
but you're
them,
going to get some shitty fucking
we're going to give you the Falcons a couple of times. And the Falcons
And
have
the Broncos.
The Falcons have come back down to earth. I did pick the Falcons over the Panthers because I think the Panthers are a
who
bad
fucking
team.
knows what the fuck
I don't
they
get
are.
the Panthers,
Yeah,
you know,
I don't get them
and they
either.
do it with PJ Walker.
Just
They-
keep giving the ball to fucking Deontay Foreman, and I'll be happy.
yeah, they are doing that. But
Like
yeah,
30 fucking times. I
Atlanta has definitely come back down the earth. I don't know if it's that Carolina's good or that Atlanta, I couldn't tell what this game was,
Yeah.
but I picked Atlanta in this. I think I just didn't really like Carolina.
Well, going into it, yeah, I mean, who
you
fucking
would've
knew?
You would have thought they would have won that game, especially the way they played early on in the season.
It is a divisional game
Yeah.
on the road,
But it dropped them to 4-6,
Yeah.
and Tampa went to 5-5, so they lost that lead, and I don't think they get it back
Nah,
after
I don't
this.
think so either.
But both still shitty
Patterson
teams.
had a shitty game, though. Huh?
Yeah, thanks
I really
for that.
I really liked looking at that.
I
all
thought
week.
that I would put him in there and beat him with your guy. I was like, man, he had this guy, and now
I
I'm going
wanted
to beat
him
him
too.
with
I think
Cordell
I put
Patterson.
a bid on him.
Fucking shit. Yeah, I put a lot of money on him. I put the rest of my money on him so that I could get him.
Josh and I played each other this week, and
Yeah,
I won.
I got stomped out in that league. I lost some other ones in my other leagues. I lost all three this week. Cooper Cup going down was tragic, tragic. But yeah, Seattle Tampa. We talked about Seattle 16. Tampa was a 2.5-point favorite. I got that right. Tampa Bay 16-21. Houston at the Giants. The Giants were a 6.5-point favorite. Oh wait, did I get that? Yeah, that's 8.
Yeah,
That's
you
8.
got it. That's
So I took the Giants. I was a little nervous about it because I thought that was a big number, but I just thought, man, the Texans suck, and I'm more rooting for the Giants to win because I want the Texans to keep losing, and I got it right. And man, do the Texans suck?
Yeah, they do.
Just all around, just a bad team.
Yep.
Even Damian Pierce, which I know we want to get him going, but it's like I'm not even crazy about him, to be honest. I don't even see a lot to be hopeful about. Brandon Cooks is obviously gone after this. He wants out as it is. This is the last year of his contract. He's gonna leave after this. So we're gonna rebuild, and we need to be the writers of our own destiny, and we need to get that number 1 pick and decide which quarterback we want going
I
forward.
don't think it's the dude that you want.
Well,
He's too little, man. He's
Okay.
too little. I don't like the way he plays.
All right.
I don't know. I ain't feeling it.
If Alabama decides to make you their starting quarterback, there's something about that. You look at Tua.
How many Alabama quarterbacks are playing in the NFL?
Tua, Jalen Hurts, Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. It's got to be it, right?
I don't know.
Starting?
Yeah. Starting, yeah, you might be right. However, I will say that all the guys that Alabama was the guys that gave you Derrick Henry and running backs for days. That's what they did. They pumped out running backs.
And they had some good wide receivers.
And they were mostly defense.
Lots
like their
of
defense was
defense.
incredible.
Yep.
But that's how they were winning national championships. They weren't winning it with their quarterback.
Offensive line.
Their quarterback was they were winning in spite of their quarterback.
Right.
Now, because they have become Alabama in the last 10 years, all of these guys that I just named, Jalen Hurts, Tua, and Mac Jones, this is all very recent. And I would imagine the quarterbacks going forward in Alabama are all going to, I think Bryce Young is going to do well. And depending on where he goes, Bryce Young could go to Vegas. He could go to New Orleans. He could go to, because he's going to go in one of these top picks. And one of these people that have these top picks is going to take a quarterback. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. I don't know. I'm with you to a certain extent that he is small, but I also like I like him. He reminds me of Jalen Hurts, just kind of in his winning style.
He's not that big though. That's what I'm saying. He's
I don't know. I'd
He's
have to
not as
look
big
that
as
up.
Jalen Hurts.
I don't know his size, but okay.
He's small, and he's not playing that well. He's just not.
And this is well.
You haven't been watching college.
No,
football.
I don't. I shouldn't speak about college sports because I really don't. I don't watch it.
I don't know. I've watched him play a few times this year, and I just don't.
Okay. Well,
I don't see it.
There's going to be a lot
and
of good
playing,
ones.
And you're
CJ
playing
Stroud
on
in Ohio
Alabama,
Yeah.
and you're not performing really well. That worries me. And I think he's already
CJ
injured.
Stroud, Ohio State, the kid from Kentucky, Will Levis, the kid from Florida, Anthony Richardson. Honestly, I don't know how old he is, but Deion Sanders' kid at Jackson State. Have you seen that kid? Holy
Like talking
shit.
about raw talent. Yeah.
Holy shit. I get it that he's not playing it.
But he's young though, isn't he?
Okay, is he?
I don't think
I
he's
don't know
old
his
enough
age,
to come
but
out.
I
He's
take
pretty
it.
young.
He looked
Yeah,
like a
but I don't
Lamar
think
Jackson
he's-
with some prime in him.
Yes.
And I like that prime DNA, so I would go with that because prime time was the best. But this was one of those games with the Giants. I don't know if it's so much that they're good or that the team they played is shitty. Davis Mills is a terrible quarterback. I've been saying it. I told you Davis Mills was no good, and he's not. He's Davis.
Oh, god damn it. I typed all that shit in and then I deleted it. I'm not doing it. We'll look at it later.
Hey, look this up.
I was like, I want to see who the projected first pick is, but
I think it's the Ohio State kid. I think it's
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. So and
I think that kid from Tennessee, Hooker
Okay.
or whatever.
Okay.
He's like building
there's
momentum.
going to be a bunch. There's going to be at least four, I would say 6 taken in the first round, just because.
Lots of these quarterbacks are the new hybrid ones, like style, like the Jalen Hurtses and
Okay.
Tuas. And,
Cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Giants okay. I mean I wasn't blown away, but they did get this
Yeah,
win
but
for me.
Houston kind of does this to most teams. They they stay in it, and then
blow it
do
at
some
the
stupid
end.
shit at
Throw
the
some
end.
interceptions
Yeah.
at the end.
They just, they stayed in the game with Philly.
Davis Mills is not it. Davis Mills is not it.
He's
really
a good
not.
backup.
Yeah. Minnesota at Buffalo. We talked about this 33-30. I got this right because I said that the number was too big for me. I thought that Buffalo would win the game. I said Buffalo would win the game, but it was going to be less than 6.5 points.
Sure didn't look like it for a long time.
Yeah, it looked like I was wrong, but then, my God, did I get it right. We talked about this ad nauseum.
Yeah.
Detroit at Chicago. This was a really good game.
The Bears.
Justin Fields
They
too,
lost.
man. You know, as much as Justin Fields is impressing me with his running game, there's something about him too that it's like
He's gonna get hurt.
Well, and he just can't win the game. It's like
Yeah.
he can get you right there, and then he'll fuck it up right there. at
He's
the end. It's
super
got that-
talented.
He's got that Josh Allen gene.
God
like
damn!
it's-
If they're gonna give him, if he's
he's
gonna
gonna
run
get
the
hurt.
ball 15 fucking times,
I will say he's doing a good job getting down though, and getting out of bounds. He's not taking a lot of punishment.
Did you see that one he ran into the fucking goal line?
That one
I
he
mean,
took
he
punishment.
fucking
that
went
one took,
hard.
That one he
and-
took punishment. Yeah,
And you're gonna,
But-
you're gonna. This is the thing.
he looks like he's in shape though.
Right, but running backs just take a beating,
Yeah.
right? And so it starts wearing you down,
Yeah.
wearing you down.
Maybe that's
wearing
Josh
you
Allen,
down.
too. Maybe that's-
it could be.
you know, maybe that's what's
but
going on with
he's
Josh
not
Allen.
running as much. He's surely not running 15 fucking times a game.
They're calling runs for Justin Fields.
These are
And-
designed runs.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant on Chicago because you can see, if you go back and look at Chicago's season, they really were struggling. They couldn't
Yep.
fucking score. Their offense fucking sucked. They're trying to make Justin Fields a fucking pocket passer. And then, I don't know what someone must have been like, hey, motherfucker.
I think it was that third. I think it was the game that they won where they beat.
Yeah, it was just all of a sudden they decided that we're going to
They
put
beat
in
the
these
Packers.
designed runs.
Where they beat the
Was it
Packers.
The Packs,
Yeah.
So and then all of a sudden now we see it, and that's why you've seen his fantasy value just fucking shoot up.
Yep.
He's QB4 now.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going down because he's going to keep running.
But that's what I
he's
just
gonna get
feel
hurt,
like
but-
it's just it might not be like he can't play hurt. It's gonna be fuck, man. I'm sore.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't have that extra juice like I had a few games ago. Like it takes a fucking beating on you.
Yep.
And
No,
it's
I hear
never
you.
worked.
And you look at this game, you know, he just couldn't get it done. Detroit fought, man. They really fought through
That's
this
what
game,
Detroit
though.
does.
Yeah, they're very scrappy, and they want to win. They just can't. They usually can't squeak these out. They did okay in this
Yeah, I think
one.
this was their first road win with
and Amon-Ra
that
St. Brown.
coach.
I like him, but he gets hurt a lot too.
But he's the same thing. He's playing so explosively,
Yeah.
and
He's taking a
he
beating.
does. But he also does some unnecessary things.
Yeah.
Like I
Diving
get
forward.
it. Yeah, you're trying to get a few
Yep.
extra yards, but man, you're gonna fuck.
Just
We
go
need
down.
you out
Yep.
there.
Yep.
You can't.
And Jared
do
Goff,
that.
I'm not sold on Jared
He
Goff
ain't the
either.
dude
so,
either, right?
Yeah, he's not the guy either. So, but yeah, Detroit won this game 31-30. I went with Chicago just because I had mentioned that they were going this way, and I do like what they were doing with Justin Fields. So they've been playing better, and Detroit's
If I
giving these
recall,
games
they
up.
were up quite a bit in this game, and Detroit came back.
Detroit fought back.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I got that wrong. Denver at Tennessee. Boy, is Denver just fucking pathetic, and it's kind of Russell Wilson too.
It's funny that both of us were high on one of these AFC West teams, and they're the worst fucking teams in the league.
Yeah, I said Vegas, you said Denver.
Yep.
And maybe Denver gets better in years to come with Russell Wilson because he's there for years to come. But it is not going to happen this year.
We just spent that much money.
Hell yeah, they are. Hell yeah, they are.
I think he's losing his mind.
Oh yeah, I do. I mean, I think he's always been kind of this cornball, but I think him losing is really
like
causing
going further with it. Like it's
let's ride.
He did like high knees on the plane for 4 straight hours or something, coming back from fucking London, and he like tweeted about it. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, and Tennessee didn't look great. They looked. I mean, they got the job done, and they were only a 3-point favorite.
Yeah,
so I got this
Tannehill
right.
was back.
Yeah, but they were also they were switching Malik Willis and Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, were they?
And I don't know if that. I don't know if that's a recipe for success. And Malik Willis doesn't really look that good.
Very rarely does that work.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. They try this with Taysom Hill all the time, and look how it works out for New Orleans.
Yeah, it works out. It's weird, though, with Taysom Hill. He's, you know what? Speaking of Taysom Hill, I was looking at tight end rankings, and he's still tight end 6.
Of course, even though he put up 0.1 this week, but he's still tight end 6 because the tight ends are a joke.
And the one game he scored like 40 points.
And the rest of the tight ends are a joke. Fuck you, Darren Waller. By the way, I don't know if I've gotten to say this on this fucking podcast, but fuck you, Darren Waller. Fuck you. Forever fuck you. I just straight up dropped him in both of the leagues that I have.
Are you going to drop Clyde Edwards-Helaire? He didn't even get the ball.
Bro, I don't even understand how you go from the first couple of weeks that you had, and then they're just like,
yeah, nah.
We don't want to use you anymore. We heard you were on Josh's fantasy team now, so.
He only got 4 snaps and 0 touches this week.
I picked up Isaiah Pacheco in my restaurant league, and that's gonna pay off. But
dude in the future,
that trade did not go my way. I definitely fucked that thing up.
I haven't really played Pittman much. But
and I'm
think not
crazy about the Colts either. I'm still not crazy about the Colts, so I still stand by my decision that I was trading away the Colts. I didn't think of that I was trading away Michael Pittman. I just thought of that like I don't trust what the Colts are right now.
Right.
But man, the Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I might just end up having to drop him because
in our league, I don't see why.
Especially
you
if it's
have
like this,
to.
yeah.
I mean, there's so many.
I'm in a position where Cooper Kupp's going to go to the IR. I'm going to be.
And there's some good receivers out there.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking. Plus, I don't have any money left. So
did we talk about Green Bay yet? Oh
no. We were on Denver, Tennessee, which was a want game, and Tennessee got it done. As long as they keep doing the Derrick Henry thing, Tennessee is going to do okay. But I think in the playoffs, once again, I think that falls short because eventually these good teams are going to say, Tannehill, you're going to have to beat us. But this Westbrook kid, I don't know his first name.
Yeah.
He had a monster game. Yeah. But Jacksonville at Kansas City.
I think a lot of that was one play. He had like 2 touchdowns.
Oh. Jacksonville at Kansas City. The only reason I took Jacksonville in this was because I thought 9.5 was a big number.
Seems like a lot.
And they just cleared it. They beat it by 10.
Funny how Vegas does
I got it wrong. Vegas is genius here. But I knew Kansas City was going to win the game. Obviously, I didn't think it would be by that much. But 17-27, Kansas City pretty much dominated this game.
Kirk had a big game.
There was a no call on this Juju Smith-Schuster hit.
Did you see that?
And
he got knocked out.
Yeah, he got knocked out of the game.
No, I mean like knocked out. Like,
he was knocked out unconscious. Yeah. And it was helmet to helmet, and I mean.
It was a vicious hit.
It's like it's weird that like the league is so like you see flags get thrown for anything now.
Well, they didn't throw a flag on him?
No.
Really?
Yes. They said legal hit. They said he led with his shoulder.
Dude got thrown out of the game like from San Francisco for doing something not. He was actually going low.
Andy Reid was. Bro, his face he was fucking.
I didn't watch this game.
He was going crazy on the sidelines. He was like, if that's not a fucking flag, then what the fuck is? like, Andy Reid usually doesn't get like that, but he was headset off. He was like, "Are you kidding me? My guy's getting carted off the field. What the fuck are you talking about?" So, that was bad. And I'm also probably going to be down Juju this week. So I'm gonna be struggling. It was a bad week in fantasy. This was the week where you go, fuck fantasy football. Now I think I can recover. I think I can plug some things in. I think I can figure it out, especially in your league. I think I'm okay, but it's not good losing your number one pick. It's not losing.
No, I mean, I guess that would be one of the good things about being in a smaller league or fewer teams. You have the ability to piece shit together.
Listen to my. So in my restaurant league, my first 3 picks were Cooper Kupp. Or my first 4 picks were Cooper Kupp, Mike Evans, Jalen Waddle, Darren Waller. Okay? So I've dropped Darren Waller this week. Mike Evans and Jalen Waddle are on a bye, and Cooper Kupp is now out. I am throwing shit at the wall in that one, boy. I got Devin Duvernay. I got Kenyon Drake. Go, Baltimore, go. I am, woo, boy.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Oh, man, I'm fucked. It's not looking good, but fuck fantasy football.
How about Kadarius Toney? I want to talk about him real quick.
Yeah.
What'd you think about that?
I don't know if it's sustainable. I like that they got him involved, and I think that it will be a big part of this new offense. I don't know if that level of, I don't know if he scores like that. I mean
he hopped into the fucking end zone.
Yeah.
That's how wide open he was.
He was wide open.
Did you hear Patrick Mahomes? He was like the 4th progression. He's like, I wasn't even looking over there, and I heard someone yelling at me. I look over there, and he's standing alone.
Who beats Kansas City?
But here's the thing.
Who beats Kansas City?
I gotta say they're the favorite right now.
They gotta be.
Even the defense is playing well.
I would say over the whole NFL too. I would have them win the Super Bowl too against an NFC team.
Possibly. Yeah.
Now, if Tom Brady's there, I take all of that back. But he's got to get there first. And even if it was Kansas City versus Tom Brady again, I would be a little more nervous in this one than I was in the other one. The defense was humming when we came to that other Super Bowl. I knew what was going to happen. I was like, man, his offensive line is torn up. Shaq Barrett's been eaten. This is you got problems. Yep. You got Nakumba Sue.
They had 3 offensive linemen out, right?
Yeah, they had most of them out. And then the tackle went out at the beginning of the Super Bowl, the World Series. But yeah,
go Astros.
Okay, we're hour and 5. We gotta move on. But Kansas City.
I like Kadarius Toney. I think they're gonna use him more, and him getting 4 carries says a lot.
Yep, I hear you. I think it's gonna be a new part of the plan.
Yep. They didn't trade for him for nothing.
No, I hear you. Kansas City got a nice win there against Jacksonville, who's still Jacksonville. They just and Christian Kirk had a really good game, and I think that Travis Etienne looks good. I talked about it by myself last week, but the trade for Calvin Ridley. They traded for Calvin Ridley. That's a good future trade because you can add him to Christian Kirk and Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence and let them kind of grow together. You draft the defense up a little bit more. You build your offensive line. I think they're going the Jets way, where
they got pieces.
They're rebuilding. Doug Peterson's not going anywhere. They got pieces. They're not going to win this year, but they're going the right way. Cleveland at Miami.
Cleveland's dog shit.
Well, they're dog shit with Jacoby Brissett.
Yep.
When Deshaun comes back, they're going to be a very interesting team. Yep. Not so much this year. I feel like they even knew that this year's a wash.
Yeah, that's why they only gave him $1 million.
Yeah, we got to just go ahead and take the loss this year. But next year should be very interesting, especially if Nick Chubb comes back playing like this, and they can kind of build around Deshaun, get another receiver for him. I think Cleveland will be better next year. Yep. The flip side of this game was that Miami looked really good.
Yep.
Miami came out, and this offense is no joke. Fuck you, Jeff Wilson. But Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle show, they ain't going nowhere.
I think that Tyreek's wide receiver 1, I think. Waddle's like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They're both on pace to catch Tyreek Hill's on pace to get over 2,000 yards.
Yeah, he's going to break the record.
And Waddle's on pace to get 1,800.
Yep. And they'll definitely be the first duo to ever do that. There's never been a duo that's ever come close to that.
And Tua, literally, I think he's leading the league in 3 very important quarterback statistics. First.
Plus, they get a bye week this week, so they get everybody to get a little bit healthier.
He can stay healthy.
Miami's a good team. Miami's a good team, and they're going to be tough. It's going to be very tough.
Miami team is very good.
Yep, a healthy Tua.
Yes.
But Miami killed them. They were a 4-point favorite at home. Let's see, 17
It
minus.
will be cool though to see what the last. We're gonna get like a little preview of what Cleveland could be next year.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be cool to see.
Yeah, but it'll be nice. New Orleans at Pittsburgh. This was kind of a
wait, one more thing. When you picking up Deshaun?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that. In the restaurant league, I actually picked him up last week to stash.
I thought about it.
But then I ran into a situation where I had injuries and I had so many people that it was like, I have to go pick somebody up.
So now everybody else is thinking about it.
And somebody else already snagged him up.
So I was
I got Joe Burrow, and I'm not letting go on that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I was because Josh Allen was hurt and I didn't know he was going to play. I was like, well, if Josh Allen does not, I'm gonna fucking pick up Deshaun just to have him there.
It's a good idea.
But he didn't. So.
Yeah, and when is that? I think we're soon. I think he gets to practice.
He can play in week 13. Yes,
okay.
he can practice, and then I think they have a bye, maybe not this week, but next week, and then he gets to play the week after the bye,
which is
right?
the Houston Texans.
Yeah, it is Houston.
How crazy!
That's fucking awesome.
We get to start off with a win, then.
Is it in Houston?
I hope so.
I hope so. Me too.
We should all break out the masseuse tables. New Orleans, it'll throw him off. I promise you that much. It will definitely rock.
We don't want to win.
He can't play with a boner. New Orleans.
Who says he can't?
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Let's see if he can. Just rock hard running around out there. That'd be amazing.
He might be anyway.
He's running towards the tables and diving on them. Somebody.
Put the tables in the back of the end zone.
Oh man, he'd score all. He'd be like, I gotta get there. I gotta get there. Also, tell me that she doesn't want it. New Orleans.
Nah, he's not into that.
Yeah,
he wants him to want it.
He's a good guy. It's only
He just
willing.
he just wants.
Yeah,
to
he's
see
like,
the
I need a
reaction.
facial, and so do you. New Orleans at Pittsburgh. This was kind of a trash ass game. I'll tell you what, New Orleans, they've got to know you have to go draft a quarterback. None of this is the answer. Jameis isn't the answer. Andy Dalton's not the answer. Taysom Hill is not the answer. You got to go get somebody else. And the rest of the team they get kind of deflated. You can see, like, anytime that they kind of get something going, and then the Andy Dalton would fuck it up. You'd see Alvin Kamara's body language and the defense's body language. They're like, fuck it, who gives a shit? So, and Pittsburgh's not a very good team.
And Pittsburgh's not good either. And you got
you got beat by double digits. So.
T.J. Watt came back.
Yeah, he did.
He's a fucking beast.
Pittsburgh is going to win games like this where they're against inferior opponents, and Mike Tomlin's going to get you wins.
Team,
I still think Pittsburgh is going to have a losing season this year, which will be his first. But they're 3-6, and I don't see.
But he's still giving you signs that show that he's a good fucking coach. Just like Bill Belichick, you know, like
it was too early for the spread for last week, so I think that's why the spread's not on there. But I just went with New Orleans, just kind of a blind shot, and I got it wrong.
Pittsburgh sucks.
Indy at Vegas. We talked about this already, but man. Jeff Saturday's on the field. But how funny is this, Jeff? Now I talked about it last week, and I actually approve. Here's my thought. Okay, you go tell one of these assistant coaches that's been under Frank Reich, and you're like, hey, you take the reins now and kind of keep going with the bullshit that we like. What's the plan here? Like, you go get one of these guys to take over, but he's just gonna be reinstating the same shit that Frank was doing, because that was it's like if you were a professor and you had written out a syllabus for the class for the whole year, and then you get sick and you have to go out and they bring a sub in. The sub is just going to kind of do the syllabus that you laid out for the whole year. That's how I feel about you bringing in an assistant that was already there. But you bring in Jeff Saturday, you might be thinking, we need to lose, okay? So this might help us lose because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. It also might change the culture in the fucking locker room, because now it's not, hey, listen, their offensive line has been struggling. Who better to get than a fucking all-pro, former Super Bowl champion, like, has been with your organization, and everybody respects him in the organization. It's kind of a good idea. How many times, if I was a Houston Texans fan and I was screaming for Bill O'Brien to be fired, I would have been fucking ecstatic if you would have said, you know what? We fired him and Andre Johnson is the head coach. Yeah. Now, from an outsider, you'd be like, whoa, dude, what the fuck are you doing? But for a Houston Texans fan who's grown up loving this team, there's nobody better in my mind. If you brought Andre Johnson in as the head coach after, even right now, you fire Lovie Smith and you bring in Andre Johnson, it brings a whole new, I'm just saying Andre Johnson, I don't know, J.J. Watt or a former great, Arian Foster, somebody who was a really good Houston Texan that did good for us. We don't have a lot of them, but if you could do that and you could change the culture, look at what they did. They won the game. DeMeco Ryans. You know?
He's going to be
He is going to be a head coach, and that would be great. That would be a great thing. So I like this move on a lot of different levels. I like also that you're not just doing the same old plain Jane thing. Listen, Jerry Jones will tell you, any publicity is good publicity. And this was a lot of bad publicity, but also...
I think the bad publicity is that they're dogging him for like, well, all these guys are waiting to be head coaches and they don't get this opportunity and blah, blah, blah. You give it to a guy that doesn't have any experience. And then the other side of it was he hired a white guy. Because the Rooney Rule is not in effect if you're hiring in the middle of the season. But I get it. I get the Rooney Rule. I actually approve of the move because you're bringing in... A personality is really what you're doing, and we can. And Jeff Saturday's not fucking stupid. He's a smart motherfucker. I think he might be a really good coach. You never know.
Oh fuck yeah!
Moving on.
He's
the host. I don't know what to do now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I can't fill that space. Help me.
Indianapolis, though.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Oh, man. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get a shift for tonight. So, Indianapolis got this win. Hilarious because the Las Vegas Raiders were up. They were doing well. They had Devontae Adams score.
He did well.
Yeah, he did well. But Derek Carr sucks, and their defense sucks. And like I said, I mean, their secondary is terrible. I could not believe some of the plays that they made. They just absolutely... Did you see the Matt Ryan run?
Yeah.
And that was from their safety too, just being like, what do we do? Hit the fucking old white guy. What's wrong with you? Rip his head off. He's not going down. And maybe that's a little bit of like you're not supposed to hit the quarterback or whatever anymore, but that was very interesting to me. And I called this. I said last week, I will not pick the Raiders. I won't do it again. And I was right.
Good job.
The Colts won. And also, when you fire a coach, look at Carolina this year. When they fired their coach, kind of galvanizes the team, kind of makes them go, fuck that, we're better than that.
Maybe they didn't like him, you know? Like maybe you know, like, because it's like your bosses.
But bringing up my premier, that this is the premier of the Premier League, these guys are all NFL players, and it kind of makes them all go, fuck it, let's go ball out today. We can play at a better level. We know we can. We have players on this team. Carolina did it when they beat Tampa Bay, and Indianapolis did it here. So, and who knows? Maybe Indianapolis did really turn this corner. I don't know. I don't think so. But
they're supposed to be a good fucking team.
Exactly.
And then honestly, if he can get that fucking offensive line fucking turned around, and it just didn't seem like they were running their plays very well. They weren't good.
And they were forcing things that it was like, okay, if Jonathan Taylor's not going, you need to trust Matt Ryan to throw the ball a little bit more, but they would like double down on the Jonathan Taylor, and people are sacking 8 in the box and they know that you're going to run with Jonathan Taylor. Then let Matt Ryan do his thing a little bit. Also, the whole Matt Ryan benching thing was just weird.
Well, he got hurt.
Yeah, but then they said,
he benched him,
and I don't know whose decision that was. Was that Irsay's decision or was that Frank Reich's decision? Here's the thing. Irsay is smart enough to realize Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Matt Ryan, it hasn't worked. We have to go get a quarterback. So I need to see what this kid's got. So I approved of that too. I thought, well, this is a good idea. You do need to throw this kid out there to see, do we have to draft a quarterback or do we have one here and we just didn't know it? But we don't. So now, and now it's time to bomb, and it's time to lose, and it's time to get a good player. And
if that was if your goal was to lose, then you'd leave Ellinger in there.
I guess, but also
I think it was Frank Reich's decision, and I really do think that.
that makes Saturday a
there was
smart guy.
probably a bunch of, like, you can imagine if you have a shitty fucking coach and these guys are like, man, this guy, they're bitching about it, they disagree. I mean, Aaron Rodgers lets us in on it a little bit when he fucking, passive aggressively talk shit about his coach, like they do. And there's got to be some of these guys that think that they can call better plays than the coaches. And so there's probably this disgruntledness. And if there was enough of them, right? And I would imagine, so when these teams are playing shitty, that's a lot of what's going on. There's got to be in the Raiders, they got to be like, God damn, this guy fucking sucks, bro. Yep. They got to be saying the same shit we're saying.
Yep.
Maybe Josh McDaniels isn't a good fucking coach.
No, maybe.
Right.
He's definitely not. He's
right.
definitely
And
not
they
a good
see
coach.
that shit firsthand, and they know more about this shit than we do.
And I will say this, there is something about Jeff Saturday. I've always thought he's had, like, when he's been an analyst and like on ESPN shit, he's really smart.
He's very smart.
He knows his shit. He knows football really,
and he's
really
also,
well.
like, if you hear other people,
He was Peyton Manning's center.
Yeah.
I mean,
all the guys, all the analysts and all that, like, everybody speaks very highly of him.
Yeah.
And that's all you hear. And when you see him in front of the camera, he generally comes across as a really fucking good dude, you know? And so you bring in somebody that's just respected. Now we respect the coach. Now that could
it could change
something.
But yeah, Indy beat Vegas. We were on that for a while. Dallas at Green Bay. This is a great game. Another great game. I saw the tail end of it.
Dallas was winning this game.
Yeah.
And with their defense like that, they should have fucking won the game.
But it's one of those games where Green Bay just he has their number. There's something about Aaron Rodgers plays really, really well against. And
he can also seem to, like,
look at what Christian Watson did. I mean, he was the number 2 scorer behind CeeDee Lamb this week. And
he looks like a freak athlete.
He does.
He looks the part.
You think about the game week 1 where he dropped first play. He drops that wide open. It kind of fucks with your head a little bit.
And then Aaron Rodgers probably doesn't want to throw the fucking ball.
You own the doghouse, and now that Aaron has nobody else to throw to, and he's finding this guy open, and now he's catching the ball. Who knows? Maybe this does change things around for Green Bay. I don't see it. I still think they are lacking in a lot of positions.
Yeah, Dallas doesn't have a very good run defense,
right.
And Green Bay ran the ball. I think they said like over 60% of the time.
Yeah.
I would also say that Christian Watson's big game. I would imagine, I don't know for sure, but Diggs usually does shadow, so he probably shadowed Lazard most of the game.
Probably.
And so then Watson was probably just fucking open.
Yeah, he was, and he made some great catches. He
But he is a fucking freak.
He is a freak athlete. He had a really great game.
He also has had issues already. But so I'm saying maybe he's healthy now. Maybe he's a rookie. He might have the offense down now. Maybe now Aaron trusts him, and so there could be he could be definitely available in the leagues and maybe very valuable.
I know. He's in ours.
Very valuable.
I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Arizona at Rams. This was
suck, bro.
So tragic. Just losing him like this.
And this is also a game of backup quarterbacks battling each other.
It was disgusting. Who was it? It was
Colt McCoy and some kid I never fucking heard of.
Daniel? Wasn't it Chase Daniel? No, it was who the fuck knows?
Dolan or something. I don't even fucking know.
Wolford.
We don't fucking know.
Wolford.
Zappy. Nobody knew who fucking Zappy was either.
But man, I am completely heartbroken over the Rams. I will say Tyler Higbee did better just because I think Cooper Kupp was out and
who are they going to throw the ball to?
Yeah, they're going to. Hopefully that
Cooper's
works out for me.
Are you picking up any fucking Rams receivers?
That Swaranek.
Skoranek,
that white guy that they have, they like him too.
You just think that he's gonna?
Well, for the racism part of it,
not yet.
Obviously, that's what's been
Stafford's
going on.
gonna be like, well,
ask Robert Woods how I feel about it.
Yeah, Skoranek.
Of course,
he's white.
Yeah, this is white power here.
He's definitely not gonna throw it to Robinson.
No, he doesn't. He refuses. He hates black skin. And I'm not saying this. The game is saying this. Yeah, these are facts.
So 9's gonna love 18 now.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think.
Is that his number?
I think he's 18.
Oh wow, you pulled that out of nowhere. Arizona, though.
And why do I know? Why can I remember that?
I don't know.
And
That's
I can't
crazy.
remember.
Yeah,
I can't remember why
do you
I
know
wanted
all
to
the
say.
players' numbers?
Yeah. That's my Rain Man shit.
Yeah, that's amazing. Arizona, though, it was like, I guess, like, yeah, okay, you got this win over.
Well, Colt McCoy is definitely the better of the backup quarterbacks.
Sure, I
and
guess.
D-Hop's a fucking man.
D-Hop is a man, and he had a great game. And, you know, they seem to, and James Conner had a great game, too. So
And JJ's still playing.
Yeah.
He's not out yet.
Oh god! Now I'm getting lots of people. They're all waking up and they're going, I don't want to.
Yeah, they're hungover and like, fuck. Charge doesn't work.
But yeah, Rams don't look good, and now without Cooper Kupp, I see this ship falling.
And this is
way,
like the
way,
worst
case scenario
for a Super Bowl team in history.
Oh wow. Wow. Yeah, not looking good for the Los Angeles Rams, and I don't really buy the Arizona Cardinals, but this was a bad loss.
No.
They were a 3-point favorite, and I took the Rams. I thought they would get right in this game, but they did not get right.
I don't think they're getting right.
No, it ain't going to happen.
Right. They sold their souls for a Super Bowl last year.
I'll tell you another funny story. So I never do this. I never buy movie tickets early, but the plan was to go see Wakanda Forever, to go see the new Black Panther movie on Sunday. So I bought tickets at noon for a 6 o'clock movie because I was like, I don't know, it just, because this is going to be a Marvel movie, it might be hard to buy tickets, so I don't want to show up and not be able to get tickets. So I just bought them, right? So then the whole thing happens with these dogs. We watch football and everything. I smoke copious amounts of marijuana, and I end up passing out. So I bought these fucking tickets.
And you didn't
By the
get
way,
it.
they won't give you your money back for getting high and falling asleep. Trust me, I asked. They won't. That's not a reason, in their opinion, that they should give you their money back because you're too stupid.
Did you say that?
I didn't say that, but I was like, I called and was like, I didn't get to go see the movie. And they were like, what happened? I was like, I fell asleep. And they were like, yeah, that's not. We don't have go to sleep refunds, you fucking retard. Get out of here. Stop calling us. But yeah. So
Can I speak to your manager?
I'd like to get my
Please?
money back.
Come
You
on,
have to
man.
understand how many bowls I smoked, okay? You don't get it. He didn't understand.
More tears, man. I've cried more on this show today.
He didn't understand, but you know. I'll see it at some point. I
don't think we can do shows in
hour and a half.
2 hours.
Hour and a half. Okay, so we talked about that. So speaking of, I fell asleep, and then when we woke up, we started watching Yellowstone, and I just didn't even put on the Chargers and the Niners game. But it was a good game.
It
Apparently,
was a good game. I don't know. I'm starting to question Debo now.
I know.
What the fuck?
They're not using him. They're you know. I don't know.
I'm gonna
if it's
bench him this week. He'll probably go off this week.
Yeah, right. I don't know if it's that maybe the league has figured out that he is a weapon and they're going to use him. So now it's time to watch him a little closer because he is.
I think that's a big part of it because he's getting targets, but he's not getting catches. And a lot of times I see these misses. He's got 2 dudes on him.
Yeah.
He's got safety help. So, and that's probably why Ayuk's getting open.
Ayuk's getting more open, and they're trying to get the ball to Kittle more, and they're trying to run the ball more.
Well, and they're also really balanced.
I'll tell you what was
Christian
nice.
McCaffrey. Oh, Elijah Mitchell.
Yeah, he had 18
dude,
carries.
I know.
And I'll tell you, I held on to him for so long in these other ones on my IR because I was like, there's still a chance that he comes back and they use him because he's got fresh legs.
Well,
and I think
they
it might
don't
work.
want to.
They don't want to kill
give
McCaffrey.
Christian
They don't wanna
McCaffrey
kill
30
McCaffrey,
fucking
so
touches.
he can
No.
I have to in a lot of my leagues. I have a lot of Dolphins. I have a lot of Buccaneers. So I'm starting Elijah Mitchell
I
this
think
week.
that's what it is, though. They're going to spread the fucking ball
Yeah,
around, and
yeah.
you might have a big game every now and then, but it ain't going to be the fucking Debo like last year.
Yep. So they were a 7-point favorite at home. I thought they would win by a touchdown. I'm not high on the Chargers, but they just missed it. They only won by 6.
Dude, tell you who else was fucking a goddamn beast is Bosa. Jesus
Which
fucking
one?
Christ. Nick. Joey didn't play.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so Nick. Well, I mean, he is. I mean,
God, you just look at him on the fucking line, and it's like, God.
Yeah, when the Bosa guy is on, when the Bosas are on, they are a scary family.
Jesus
but them and the Watt
Christ.
family, you never
So they could
know.
have been. There was several brothers playing today. There could have been another one, but
Oh man,
Joey
that's
didn't
crazy.
play.
It's crazy. I
The
didn't know Joey
St.
didn't
Browns played
play.
each
did
other.
they? Oh, look at that.
Detroit and
Hey, that's some
Chicago,
shit, yeah.
and then who's the other one?
Did the Kelseys? No. I don't. The Diggs?
No, it was the Diggs.
No, it wasn't.
God damn it! I don't think.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because that one, their whole family showed up.
Oh wow! And then last night's game, it was pretty slow at work, so I got to watch a good majority of it. And I'll tell you what, Taylor Heineke, boy. Now I will say this: that last roughing the passer bullshit, where he took a knee, where he fucking kneeled down and they hit him. Did you see that? Okay, so the way Washington can win this game is if they get a first down, right? But it's like 3rd and 8, and he gets rushed out of the pocket. Taylor Heineke gets rushed out of the pocket, so he decides to take a knee. So these fucking defenders are chasing him full tilt, and then he decides to just take a knee, so they run into him, and they throw a flag. And they're like,
how does he take a knee while he's running?
he like jumped down to like.
Why didn't he just slide?
It's a crazy play, bro.
I didn't see it.
It makes no sense because they call it helmet to helmet because this defender, he's not trying to make helmet to helmet contact. He was just trying to tackle him.
Right.
It's fucking bullshit.
I thought that was the same thing with the dude that got thrown out of the San Francisco game. Like he was going low, but the guy fell. I mean, he got tackled into.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. It was a terrible call. And Heineke got up and celebrated like he fucking did something. That also made me mad.
I'll tell you what, though, Washington's much better with fucking Heineke.
Yeah, you can't give it back to Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
you cannot.
I think he's healthy this week too.
No, fuck out of here. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I don't
why
care.
would
You could be the healthiest you ever been, Carson.
But this is back to your point of how players will respond differently to a different quarterback. I forget which guy we were talking about, but
yeah,
I think it was when we were talking about
Matt Ryan.
Oh,
And also Taylor Heineke. He's better than Carson Wentz. He makes better decisions. He makes better throws. He makes better timely throws. Carson Wentz turns it over at the worst possible moments, and he's got a cannon on him, but that doesn't mean
I think
shit.
you also have that the body language. You're saying in the New Orleans game when
where they,
these guys are like, what the fuck,
they're
man?
like, fuck,
and
man,
so
we can't
I think
do
you get a
anything.
lot of that with Washington. At least this guy.
I mean, look at Terry McLaurin with Taylor Heineke.
Bro, it's
he's
not
a
even
whole different fucking
completely
player,
different
bro.
guy, and all
he's
of a
getting
sudden,
fired up. He's Terry McLaurin.
So Carson Wentz doesn't realize that his best player should get the fucking ball. Jesus Christ!
Carson Wentz does not deserve it. He's a backup, and honestly, that's being generous. Me saying you probably shouldn't even be a backup. But Philly was an 11-point favorite, and I said Taylor Heineke does not allow 11-point blowouts. Taylor Heineke keeps it close. At best, Philly wins by 3 is what I said, and they straight up lost this game. This is kind of a trap game, though. Like we said, I mean, kind of a game that they overlooked.
Good thing, and I think even with
you don't want to go undefeated.
There can be a good thing. You don't want to go undefeated. Now they all stop thinking about it. They also learn from losses and shit like that. They can go clean some stuff up.
Yep. Holy shit! Overtime!
We just can't do fucking 1 hour.
We don't like the 1 hour shows. We don't care what you want.
This is bonus shit.
You know who doesn't care?
You love it?
Joe Rogan. And we basically are the Joe Rogan experience. So,
I mean,
just as many people watch this as they do Joe Rogan. So
we're number 2, but
we let him have it for now, but we're coming for it.
Come on, Joe. Can we be on your show?
Oh, God, can we be on the Joe Rogan? Oh, speaking of the Joe Rogan, did you see the pyramid dude? Oh, my God, dude. Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson just went on to Joe Rogan and let that 3 hours just melt your mind.
Because I saw something. I was watching shit about pyramids.
Let that melt your mind. We won't talk about it, but you go watch it, and we'll talk about it on the next one. All right, so we're gonna. I
love my mind being melted.
Oh, it will melt your mind.
Yes.
So we had some high scores. Every time that the top 10 list is kind of funky and there's like weird people on the top 10 list, I've noticed that I lose. So anytime that like the top 10 list is not like, Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs. Like, it's not the Travis Kelce, the same old. I have struggled mightily. So this week was one of those weeks. I mean, CeeDee Lamb was your top scorer. Christian Watson, Justin Jefferson had a good week. I don't know his first name, Westbrook. Christian Kirk. Devontae Adams had a great week. Jonathan Taylor.
Finally got in there. Is that his best game?
Oh, Cole Kmet, of course. Yeah, that's definitely Jonathan Taylor's best game, hands down.
Because week one he had a lot of points.
All right. And then look at the quarterback, man. Look at the number one quarterback, Justin fucking Fields. I mean, as long as he's rushing like this, you're really going to see him be kind of dominant. This is why
your buddy's
football.
Fucking team is now scary as fuck.
Yeah, because now he's got Justin Fields to go with all these other running backs
Jesus
that are
fucking
killers.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't make the playoffs.
I know. His claim of saying where he was going to go on a run.
I responded to that yesterday because I was like, fuck, you might. He's only one game out, and he's in that shitty fucking division.
We've said all year that he was wrong. And
here's the thing, though. He just played his division. Now he's got to play ours.
Okay, so, well, ours is better. Ours is definitely better. Yeah, poor Brandon Russell's team is good, but he just can't beat us. He
has the most points scored against him by
hands
far.
hands down. Yeah, and then the rest of the quarterbacks look pretty normal. Aaron Rodgers showing up on the top 5. That's the first time for him this year.
How did he score over 17 finally?
I started Danny Dimes over. I had to find a backup quarterback this week because of Joe Burrow, so I started Daniel Jones, and he did good for me, but it doesn't fucking matter. And we're going to talk about this next week coming up because we've been talking.
Yeah, week one, Jonathan Taylor had a bad game. That was it.
Cole Kmet, too. That's another one to keep an eye out on because he does seem to be getting way more targets.
He doesn't throw the ball a lot, but when he does, he throws it to Cole Kmet.
He does. And 2 touchdowns this week.
And last week.
Yeah. So somebody to go
definitely be picked up in our league this week.
Oh, yeah.
Because several people
I like George Kittle, and I'm going to keep it going, but I'm going to definitely go for Cole Kmet as well.
You can't get him. You ain't got no money.
I ain't got no money.
I was going to get him. I was thinking about getting him just to fucking have him so nobody else could get him.
I don't have any money. It's really the downside.
Well, you aren't getting him. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'm not because I don't have any money.
Well, and Dalton needs a fucking tight end, and Russell needs a tight end because he had Zach Ertz.
Fuck.
And they both, I think Russell spent $2.
God damn it.
Yeah,
all right,
you ain't getting him.
And there's the strategy of the budget. I went and spent early on people like Garrett Wilson and guys that I wanted to bring on to kind of help my team.
Well, here's the thing, and I did the same thing because if you can get one of those guys early in the season, it changed. I mean, like every year, pickups change games.
I wonder how much he spent on Justin Fields.
He didn't. He picked him up. I think Oh no, he did spend for him.
Whatever,
because it was after that. It was after
whatever he got him for. It was worth it.
But he also picked up Kenneth Walker. So like those are 2 huge fucking pickups. Huge. And I didn't know who the fuck Kenneth Walker. I didn't know he was gonna be like that.
No, he was ahead of us.
I think I picked up somebody else instead. I can't remember who it was.
Well, going into this next week, we're going into week 11 here. Starting on Thursday, we've got Tennessee at Green Bay.
That shouldn't be a bad game.
Yeah. Jeff Bezos is happy. He's like, all right, this ain't too bad. Green Bay has played better. Green Bay is a 3-point favorite at home.
Damn.
And I am going to take Tennessee. I think Tennessee wins the game. I am still not sold on Green Bay. I know they played better. I get it. But I think Tennessee, this is a bad matchup for Green Bay. They're going to have a hard time stopping Derrick Henry, and I think Tennessee's defense is good enough to stop the few receivers that Green Bay does have, and I think Tennessee wins.
Damn, that's hard. I would have taken Tennessee last week, but now I don't fucking know because it is weird how Green Bay and Tampa are very similar in Like, what the fuck? I'm going to take Green Bay.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they're at home. They definitely should win.
It's hard to go to,
They should win.
Tennessee's good, though.
I'm still going to stick with my pick. Tennessee. Washington at Houston. I don't know. Maybe this is a little bit of reverse psychology, I think, but I'm fearful. I kind of think they're going to win this game.
There's no fucking way.
They're a terrible team, but this is the kind of game, like, Washington has a game where They beat the undefeated
got
Eagles.
so high
Like this
for
is
the
how the NFL
Eagles.
goes, you
It's
know.
true.
Like the NFL is.
They're like, we're gonna get another win in fucking Houston.
We're Taylor Heineke. We're all go, or maybe they do start Carson Wentz and he fucks it up. I don't know. I just the home dog. I'm gonna take Houston.
There's no way.
I'm more rooting against them. I want them to lose, but I think maybe they win this game. So
I'm gonna take Washington.
I think you're right. Be quiet, Mia. Be quiet, Mia. Chicago at Atlanta. Kind of a doo-doo game. You can stay away from this on the red zone. Also, Washington, Houston, please, red zone. Don't do that to me either. But Chicago at Atlanta.
Wow, I'm surprised Atlanta's favorite.
I know, right? Especially with the way Atlanta's played the last couple
And the
of
way
weeks.
Chicago's playing.
Yeah. Which is why I took Chicago on the road.
I agree. Yeah,
I think Chicago's going to win this game.
they're gonna score points for sure,
Yeah.
and Atlanta's gonna have to keep up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Atlanta's
the
gonna have a
one
hard
thing
time
I will
keeping-
say is that first of all, these are the two most run-heavy teams in the league, so this game will be over in like an hour.
Yeah, the clock is not going to be a thing.
The only thing I can say for the points is that it should be close, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd take Chicago in the points.
I'm taking Chicago in this. I think it's Chicago all day. I think they're going this way. They're going this way. Cleveland at Buffalo. 8.5. Boy, 8.5 is a big number. And I usually am picking against this number, but I think that Buffalo is going to come back from this loss and say, you know what? I think they're going to do I think they're going to do what we were talking about. I think they're going to put their foot on the pedal. I think they're going to score 48 points. I think they're going to come out and just kick Cleveland in the mouth,
truck them,
and just kill them.
They fucking better.
I think they're gonna.
I'll take Buffalo too.
I think Buffalo. Come on, 8.5's a big number.
I still love you. I don't have these man crushes like he does, but
Josh Allen's
you're like the one of the closest ones to it. So.
Yeah. No,
Come on, man.
Jeremy Pena might be my new one. It used to be Tom Brady, but I think it's Jeremy Pena. God,
you trading him for that sexy younger model, huh?
Yeah, just like Tom. So Philadelphia at Indianapolis. Philly is a 6.5 point favorite on the road.
Oh man, you don't believe in the fucking Jeff Saturday led call?
I know. It's the same kind of thing.
It's kind of the same thing though.
And I just made that Buffalo pick, so maybe it was that same kind of mindset where I'm like, but I think Philly is gonna.
Right, Philly's gonna have to.
They're gonna bounce back from this and go, okay, if that's what y'all think, y'all think we're just a pushover.
Damn it!
I think we're gonna fucking kill y'all.
I think you're right.
I think they win by a touchdown. I think it's a big number, and I think Indy could keep it close. The number might scare you there, and I would understand that. But
Philly's defense isn't playing as good as they were like 4 weeks ago, and don't know why exactly. They should be better, right? Didn't they add Robert Quinn?
They did, but they lost Jordan Davis, which was their rookie big defensive tackle.
That's right.
I don't know.
Because you can run on him now. Then.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
damn, that's tough.
It's an interesting game.
Yeah.
It's an interesting game now.
Well, because they did just lose. It's their first fucking loss, so they should be hyper fucking focused.
If it was Frank Reich and Sam Ellinger, 6.5 is not enough.
Oh yeah.
But now that it's Jeff Saturday, I think that's what makes it
this question mark.
Yeah, it's a
I'm gonna take the points. Indy home dogs. That's a big home dog.
It's a big home dog. I struggled with that one too. Those two were tough for me. The Jets at New England. This is going to be a very interesting game.
Yeah, it is.
The Jets could not beat New England in their home stadium, and I like to think that there's some pride. I like to think that they believe in themselves, and their defense is going to step up. And I'm going to take the Jets to upset the Patriots.
No, give me Belichick.
Yeah, I hear you. I had to say it loud to talk myself into it.
The last time we saw this, I even said at that, it smells like there's some times that you just... He dominates some people,
and Zach Wilson has not played great. It's been in spite of Zach Wilson.
Guess who's starting New England's defense this week?
I am too.
This guy.
I have New England's defense in all the other leagues, so I don't know what my mind has done here. But I'm going to take the Jets. I'm thinking maybe it's a close game. Maybe it's closer than 3. It
should be a closer game, and it should be a pretty defensive struggle. Maybe take the under in this. I wonder what the over under.
I bet you I would take the under.
Probably like 40 something.
Rams Rams at New Orleans. Oh boy. I mean,
shitty game.
Shitty game. New Orleans is a 3-point favorite. I think that's just giving them the respect of being a home team. I struggled with this because I don't like New Orleans either.
I think that fucking the Rams are in the same boat, like same thing as Vegas. Like I ain't.
But they paid Matt Stafford.
Well, I'm talking about your picks. Like you said, I'm not picking Vegas anymore. I'm not fucking picking the Rams.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Fuck that. And New Orleans is a hell of a place to go play.
Yeah, and I think New Orleans, their defense will be able to shut down whatever little bit of the offense that the Rams have, and they'll be able to win by 3. So
They're
I took
a
New
fucking
Orleans.
mess. Like,
I took New Orleans.
Mess.
Not happy about it. But
yeah, it's weird.
Again, with this New Orleans game, please Red Zone, just keep it on the Jets, New England. I'll watch that Philly, Indianapolis, Buffalo, Cleveland school, but I don't want anything to do with this. Detroit at the Giants. This is an interesting game,
yeah.
Especially because of how scrappy Detroit's been the last couple of weeks, and the fact that the Giants, even though they got a win over the Texans, which doesn't say a lot for you, they've been kind of, if they're playing, there's some turbulence going on right now. So,
well, you just don't. I mean,
I'm gonna take the Giants. I've been sleeping on the Giants, and I've been wrong on them in a lot of games this year. And Detroit likes to lose these games. They like to lose the close games. It's a 3-point favorite for the Giants at home. I think that's enough. I think they can get it done by 3. But I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit won this game. But I'm gonna take the Giants.
well. It'll be a close game, I would imagine. 3 points, probably right about where it should be.
Yeah.
Gross. I'm taking the Giants too.
Yeah. Tough game.
I don't think that Detroit going to win 2 games on the road. Back to
not
back.
like that. Yeah. They hadn't. That was a 13 road game winless streak that they snapped. So I don't know if they all of a sudden they figured it
2
out.
in a row. 7-2 is what the Giants are.
Yeah. Carolina at Baltimore. Baltimore is a 12-point favorite, and
shit.
that is just
That's a
too
huge
much.
fucking number.
It's too much, and
Baker's playing.
Baker's going to play, and I mean, Baker played at the end of this Atlanta game as well because PJ Walker got hurt.
Did you see him fucking headbutting all those motherfuckers?
Yeah.
What is wrong with that dude?
Sir, who asked for this? No.
And did you see the look on his offensive lineman's
they were
face?
like,
They're like, what the fuck are you
Stop,
doing,
bro? Yeah,
Like,
just
you, like,
control
fucking-
yourself.
Jesus.
But I still think that 12 points is too big. I'm going to take Carolina just because of the points. That's too big of a number.
Wouldn't it have been hilarious if one of them was like,
Bam! Just knocked him the fuck out. That would have been awesome. Oh my God, he'd have became a meme that would have never died.
like they see him going in and he's like, yeah.
It'd be like when you think you have life all figured out, and then boom.
That would have been so
that would have been amazing.
Sorry, that's how my brain works.
Yep. But let's see.
Yeah, I'm taking Carolina too. 12
Yes.
points is way too much.
Vegas at Denver. Okay, yeah. So we both are on the same. And not to say, I obviously think Baltimore wins the game.
Yeah,
but,
and they should, but
not by 12.
we don't really fucking know.
Yeah, we don't
We
know.
don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Would you be shocked if fucking Carolina won that game?
I think shocked is the right word. I think they shouldn't win the game. I think it'd be like, wow, that's crazy. That's the thing about Carolina. They fired their coach. They got rid of Christian McCaffrey. Like they're
starting a fucking XFL
throwing quarterbacks out there that don't. So in my mind, they're tanking. In their mind, they must think they must be tanking.
Well, they got
but
trucked by
it's just not
Cincinnati,
happening.
but then they
It's just not
fucking.
it's just they're not necessarily tanking. So you're right. You don't know. Vegas
Who
at
fucking
Denver.
knows?
As I have said before, I'm done. I will never pick the Las Vegas Raiders again. And this is a terrible situation to be in because the Broncos suck, and the Broncos are a 2.5-point favorite. I don't know how they are favoriting anybody. This should just be a dead even. There shouldn't be a.
I'm gonna take Vegas just because you took Denver.
Yeah, go for
and
it.
I'm gonna take your team. You take my
Go
team.
for it. Go,
I think if I was doing it with my head, I would take Denver, but I'm gonna take Vegas.
And in
just for
reality, we
fun.
should both just shoot each other in the head because we fucking got this shit wrong. So.
Well, I mean, we got some shit right too.
Yeah, we did. But on these two teams, we were wrong.
Yeah, these were two that we went heavy on
we did.
too.
Yeah, we did.
Especially me.
I believed. I was like, I'm taking
I
Darren
had
Waller.
fucking Jerry Jeudy, Cortland
Oh, yeah.
Sutton, Broncos defense, and fucking Russell Wilson.
Devontae Adams, I have Devontae Adams, and at least for now, I mean, he's done good for me, and please be the one shining light on the team.
Well, he is.
And I'm
who the
gonna
fuck
need-
you gonna throw the ball to now?
I'm gonna need you now, boy, because I lost my white tiger. I lost my white knight. But yeah, this game, fuck
Yeah,
out of here with this game.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it. I don't care who wins.
Nah, play the Dallas Minnesota game. That's the one.
That's going to be a good game. Dallas at Minnesota. Dallas is a 1-point favorite on the road. That's very interesting to me. I can't believe that.
It's a little disrespectful.
It
isn't
is a little disrespectful, especially 8-1. I mean, they've won the games that they've had to win.
And you're taking Dallas, huh?
I'm gonna take Dallas in this. I think
Bounce back. Or?
Yeah, I think the Dallas defense is a little pissed off at the way they played. I think they don't like what they gave up to Aaron Rodgers, and Kirk Cousins is obviously less than Aaron Rodgers. I think you get Trayvon Diggs just as a blanket on Justin Jefferson.
It's gonna have to, yeah.
and that's not gonna help. That's not a good thing for the Minnesota Vikings. So I think Dallas gets it done. I think this is a close game. I think 1 point. I'm glad it's only 1 point because I think they don't win by much. It might be like a last-second field goal. But I'm going to take Dallas in this. I'm disrespecting Minnesota, too.
I'm going to take Minnesota.
Yeah. This is going to be a very close game. I understand why you would do that.
I keep going back and forth in my head. I can see it either way.
Yeah.
Apparently, Micah Parsons was dropping off the line to help stop the run and didn't pass rush very much, which maybe they probably shouldn't have done that, but I think you need to get Micah Parsons in that backfield. Kirk Cousins is going to throw at least 2 interceptions.
Yeah, Kirk is going to fuck this up, and that's kind of what I thought.
But I'm still, I don't know. Minnesota, I'm going to take the home dog.
Great game. This is probably, is it? Yeah, it's the best game of the week. Yeah, best game of the week for sure. You got a good one here on Sunday night.
Yeah, I think that one's definitely the best game.
Sunday night?
No, the Dallas, Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm most interested in.
Yeah, for sure. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. Cincinnati is a 5-point favorite on the road. I think they win by a touchdown. I don't think Pittsburgh very, very good, and I think Cincinnati has been rolling.
Coming off a bye.
Yeah. And so I got Cincinnati winning this game.
The only way I can see Pittsburgh even staying in this motherfucker is if they can't block TJ Watt. But
that will be a problem. But I mean, that's been a problem for him all year. I think if they run the ball a little bit better with Joe Mixon, like they did the week before that against Carolina.
Yeah, we had like 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, if they give the ball to Joe Mixon a little more and they don't rely so much on passing and they let Joe just kind of be able to pick him apart a little bit when he has to.
When they struggled against Cleveland, it's because they couldn't run the ball.
Right.
So I guess that would be another way. If Pittsburgh's defense can show up, it could stay close, but
yeah,
I'm gonna still take Cincinnati.
Yeah. Then we got a good Sunday night game, divisional game, a Kansas City at the Los Angeles Chargers. This is an interesting game. So Kansas City is a 7-point favorite on the road. I think that number's big, first of all. I think that 7's a little big.
For a divisional game?
For a divisional game, I think it's a little big, especially with the Los Angeles being at home. I'm going to take Los Angeles in the points there, and I think it's just because I think that Kansas City might fuck around and lose this game. I think that Kansas City does this a couple of times every year where they're riding high, everything's good, but they have a couple of games where they have some hiccups. And I could maybe smell a hiccup in this game. Or Kansas City winning, but just by 3 or 4 points instead of 7. All those reasons came into play, but I think I'm going to take Chargers in the 7 points.
I was going to take Kansas City. The whole time you were talking, I'm like, no, I'm going to take Kansas City, but they just played a really good fucking San Francisco team, really tough.
Yeah.
And I think that will be very similar here.
As much as me and you don't buy the Chargers, they're still not
home dogs.
They're not the bottom of the league.
No.
They're in the top. They're in the top part of the league. They're just at the bottom of that top part. They're not quite an elite team yet, but they're knocking on the door.
Good. He's a good man.
Well, he got knocked out of this game too.
He's big. He came back.
Oh, did he? Okay. That's where Chase Daniel played.
Yeah, because he had to go get evaluated for concussion, and so at the end of the first half, Chase Daniels had to come in, and then he came out and started the second half.
I see. And then Monday night's game is San Francisco at Arizona. And San Francisco is an 8-point favorite on the road. I think with both of these games, I went, okay, these are divisional games. Arizona's played a lot better. I
wonder if Kyler's going to play.
But Colt McCoy was serviceable. I mean, he won the game against the Rams. Now, I get it. San Francisco is a much better opponent than the Los Angeles Rams right now. But I just think he should be able to keep it within 8, right? I don't have Arizona winning this game by any stretch of the imagination. But I think Arizona can score enough and keep it close enough that 8 points. So I'm going to
kind of the same thing with the game with the KC and Chargers game. Is that it's
divisional?
It's the divisional home dog. It's
home
a big
dogs.
number for a fucking divisional game. Period. So I'll take Arizona too.
Yeah. And I mean, on both of those games, I have Kansas City winning and I have San Francisco winning. However, the number is too big.
Yeah,
so
it'll be close.
That's why you come here, so you can make your money at mybookie.com. Fuck the algorithm. Holy shit. I got an hour 52 here. It might be a little bit less because we're going to cut some things out, but holy fucking shit.
We just can't do it. When
we miss a week,
especially
when you're not here for a week, you get here and we got to yell about soccer, and I got to tell you to watch pyramid shit, and we got to talk about Jeremy Pena's sexy body.
We spent 10 minutes on the Astros, 20 minutes on soccer.
Yeah, but it was a good show.
Fifth down.
It was a great show. Let me give YouTube something to do. Let me give you a fucking algorithm something to do, bitch. We are champions.
Go Astros.